The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Monday, April 18th, 2022. Hope you had an incredible holiday weekend. This sports show begins right now.
Yeah.
Can't thank you enough for joining us here at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. There's a lot of news to chit-chat about in the sporting world. I hope your personal life went fantastic. A nice weekend to sit around, hang out, chat with the family, chat with the friends, and hopefully reset a little bit about what life is about and what it's supposed to be about. Hope you all had a fantastic time. There's big-time golf news. Mm-hmm. Hey, Jordo!
Hey, Jordo!
Jordan Spieth gets a big OT win where he almost chips in to kind of put a dagger into Patrick Cantley. There's big-time basketball news.
Yeah.
Playoffs are happening. These games matter. There's big-time football news because we're just 10 days away from the NFL. 13 was on Friday.
It was.
We're just 10 days away from the NFL draft, and there's some smoke and mirrors potentially. There's some movement on the odds on who's going to end up where. There's a lot to chat about today, and hopefully we'll get a chance to chat with you as well on the 5-hour Energy phone line, 1-833-4-McAfee. Go ahead and give us a call. Let's head to the Toxic Table at Ty Schmidt. You look fantastic. It was great to golf with you the other day.
Thank you. It was great golfing with you as well. A little bit windy, but, we had fun out there, I think, for the most part.
And the wind was freezing cold wind. We could tell it was a northern breeze coming in.
Boy.
It was like a 30-mile-an-hour wind. This is very real. Now, we've had 5 fake springs here in Indiana where we thought it was springtime, and then wham! It is not. While we were golfing on Saturday, it was gorgeous outside.
Yeah, beautiful.
Sun shining. Felt good until the wind came, and the wind was like 30 degrees. It was like, oh, this is a northern wind. Something's coming. It's fucking snowing today in Indiana right now. It is April 18th, and it is snowing. Hopefully, this is the last go of old fucking asshole Mr. Old Man Winter or whatever his name is.
Sure.
Because it's planting season.
It is planting season.
I mean, I don't know what this whole, snow god thinks they're doing right now. The boys and ladies out here need to start their planting.
Yeah. That's right.
Need to get things going. We need to be knee-high by the 4th of July, and this fucking asshole comes and drops a little snow party off. We don't need that on this Monday.
Can't have
We
it.
will power through with some positivity because we believe this is the last day of this terribleness, and spring is right around the corner. And planting season, although it might be delayed, don't worry, it will be fruitful. There will be rain that'll come. The sun will shine bright, and by the 4th of July, you'll be way past knee-high. You'll be magical, but this one last little spurt of cold is a bunch of bullshit. Speaking of a bunch of bullshit, every other date but April 18th, bullshit in your eyes, Connor? You think this is the best day of the year? Or no?
I don't know about that. Probably not. I would say the best day of the year is opening day when the NFL starts, just because actually right before the show I was saying, just watching highlights and thinking about betting on the NFL and anytime touchdown scoring parlays. That whole thing is so much better. And it doesn't help that I haven't hit a bit in I think like 2 months.
Yeah, I've actually asked you for a lot of bets over the last 5-6 days.
Yeah.
I've lost a tremendous amount of money because of everything you've been mighty sure about.
Yeah.
But the good news is on this April 18th, good day or no?
No.
April 18th is not a good day.
No, April 18th sucks.
Bad day.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because the Boston Marathon's going on and I'm not there. Duh. I mean, I should be running in it probably, but I'm not.
Boston Day on Friday, too, by the way.
Yeah.
The Red Sox lose.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Red Sox are playing right now during Boston Marathon Day. They're down 5-0 or something.
Well, Rich Hill's father unfortunately passed away yesterday. He's out there pitching today. I mean, he's got a lot on his mind right now, so maybe give him a break. I think you should live bet him right now. I really
Rest
do.
in peace to Rich Hill's father. Obviously, they're fun and all, but also, Boston is letting down Boston, I feel like,
big
on a
time.
regular
Big
basis.
time.
We need to stop having that happen. April 18th, though, just standard day?
Standard day. Paul Revere actually made his ride on April 18th, so.
Remember.
Remember.
No, it's 5th of
No,
November.
5th of November. But
On the 18th,
of April.
I thought it was May.
No.
On the 18th of April in 75, hardly a man is now alive. Who remembers this famous day in the year? I forgot about it.
Paul Revere.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
There
on
it
the
is.
18th of April in 75. Hardly. Shouts Paul Revere. By the way.
Shout out Paul Revere.
One if by land, two if by sea, and I on the opposite shore will be ready to ride and spread the alarm through every Middlesex village and farm. That motherfucker was ready to do it.
Yeah.
Now, I think follow-up, that was all a bunch of bullshit, right?
Yeah, he's a scam artist.
That was,
Yeah.
that was like Mickey Mouse. They just made it up.
It wasn't him.
Columbus.
Yes.
What's that?
That's
No.
Christopher Columbus.
No, he did.
He's an Italian, by the way,
yeah.
so you need to.
Yeah, but I mean, the guy who spotted, America wasn't, or were that.
So April 18th, just a basic day.
Same old, same old.
Okay, all right. Ton Diggs is here.
How
One
you
half of
doing?
the Hammer
Dahn!
Cowboys. How's the weekend for you? Gambling seemed to be fruitful, pal.
Not bad. We took a bunch of windy, cold unders in baseball. Those boys don't like swinging a bat when it's cold outside. Trust me, I understand. You catch one on the hands in that type of temperature, it is not good. And then there was some bad news.
What's that?
Penguins are. It's going to be a tough road for the Penguins.
There's no reason to talk about that right now.
Okay.
No, wait,
You
what,
asked-
You asked
what do you mean?
how the weekend was, and it was a bad part of my weekend.
Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff that happened. We could have just danced around that particular one.
What does Tony mean, though?
Well, the Pens are dead.
What? No.
Yeah,
Why?
Hockey Doc's also dead. So
What?
never gonna talk about it.
Why are
again.
they dead?
Well, our goalie decided to break his fucking foot in a car accident or something like that. Yeah, guy's playing goalie. Then next day he misses practice, and all of a sudden he's out, broken foot. Now we got a backup who can't see the puck.
No.
Yeah, so we're in trouble.
Oh, man.
Get the golf clubs ready.
Well, they'll borrow them from the fucking Red Wings. You guys are already out. Now, with that being said, Hockey Talk also. I have a moment of silence for Hockey Talk because it ain't never happened on this show again. All right, moment's passed.
But still Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. YouTube.com/That's Hockey Talk.
Yeah.
They're going to be real fun now. A lot of Bruins talk.
I'm just going to put my feet up. Just enjoy the rest of what's left.
Yeah.
This could be Crosby and Malkin's last year, too, from everything.
Shut up.
Everything Ralphs has been saying.
Well,
I recommend Rolling Fields. Love that golf course in the Pittsburgh area.
okay. Thank
Love
you,
it.
Foxy.
I mean, they're out of there, Fox. They're
Goalies need their
they're not
ankles?
sticking
I don't think
around.
any of the Penguins have ever
it's his
played
foot.
in the
Yeah,
field.
goalies definitely need your feet because you're on them. The whole time.
What's ice?
You don't even get to sit down.
It is ice.
Tape them up.
That is fair.
What I don't think I understand what you're saying because a broken foot probably hurts more in hockey than in any other sport. Actually, because of the way those goddamn skates are.
I don't know.
Especially if you're a bender like Jari.
Well,
You
the thing
shut
about
the
it
fuck
is,
up.
the
Sorry.
thing about it is his backup.
Yeah.
This guy.
Oh, yeah. I saw.
Absolutely stinks.
Bruins scored 2 goals in 2
Can we
minutes.
get the Zambone driver from Canada, please, for the Pens for the playoff run?
The attorney.
We need to get Maff out of Minnesota.
Exactly, that's what
That
I
team stinks. Get him out. Is there any past the trade deadline? There's no way. We need old Cuzzy to cut him. Cut Marc-Andre
Oh,
Fleury
smart.
so we could sign him to the Pens. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that. Let's move on.
Thanks, Toes.
The USFL happened this weekend.
Yeah.
3.5 million people watched the Generals take on the Commanders. And that was definitely something that I was a part of. I turned the game on. I watched the game. I seen a terrible punt, god-awful kick, 4 bad throws, and I said, all right, USFL is going to suffer from the same problems that every other spring league has suffered from, which is the players might stink. Now, will they have enough time to find the players that make their team good, and some of the players that aren't as good maybe find their way out of the roster or the starting, or is there not enough good players to run a spring league that keep people captivated? Now, you got to remember the XFL had 1 million viewers per game there for a bit until Uncle COVID came through the nacho bar at the Seattle Dragons game and shut everything down. It is awesome to see football back. I think all of us just kind of turned it on because it was football. But much like the Hall of Fame game, you get about 3-4 plays in, and it's like, oh, okay. We're watching high school football again. Yeah. We're watching college football. I'm very happy for these guys getting another opportunity to play semi-professional. I think a couple of my old teammates might even be playing on some of these teams, and I'm pulling for them. I'm sure some of these guys will make their ways to NFL camps or being on the practice squad or something like that. I'm pulling for them. But as a whole, that football is going to have to get much better. There's some wide receivers that made some incredible catches, but there's a lot of plays that you're kind of just drifting through like, oh, these guys stink. And it's not their fault. It's a new league. You have to have, in football, it's an entire team sport. So if you have one terrible position, that can affect everybody else mightily. But I'm happy football is on. But for me, it's going to be tough to hold my interest, I think, maybe going in next week. Now, Pittsburgh Maulers were supposed to play yesterday.
Yeah, that's right.
I turned that on to watch, and it was a behind-the-scenes clip thing. And then we seen that a guy got fired because it chose pizza over chicken salad.
That's
Okay,
right.
and I like that the USFL is holding their players
That's right.
to a goddamn standard. You know, you're going to be respectful and you're going to eat healthy. And that guy was like, "Well, I don't like chicken salad. I was just hoping maybe for a pizza because much better tasting. And I'm 24 years old. I can still do that. I have pizza every single day of my life, whatever the case." And they said, "Well, we heard you disrespect some people." He said, "I just said yes to." Is chicken salad going to be a problem? Yeah. I'm going to have that pizza instead. He gets fired. So I seen that. I seen the entire thing. Happy for the USFL. I'm not sure the staying power, although there's really nothing much else on. Whenever old football's on, it's hard not to turn on.
Yeah, it's the same deal, though. Like, sometimes during I feel so foolish now, but during the season, we'll get one of those Thursday night games that's a real clunker, and it's like, oh, Jesus, this fucking
is
sucks.
terrible
And then you
football.
turn on something like yesterday, and you're kind of juiced at the start because it is football.
Yeah.
And then you watch, like you said, about a series, and it's like, okay, well, I'm not doing this anymore.
I seen and this is not Paxton Lynch's fault, okay? Paxton Lynch, okay? Benny Claxton. Paxton Lynch was an NFL quarterback for a little bit.
First round pick.
Not his fault. New offense, probably trying to learn some stuff. Just one play. I've had terrible plays in every single sport that I've played. So if I was judged off of my worst play, I would be bummed about that. With that being said, the USFL's opening weekend, we're going to be judging off of every single play we see. Yeah. I watched Paxton Lynch make the worst read I've ever seen in football. Yeah. Okay? Then throw one of the worst throws I've ever seen in football. And that was an interception, and they were already down like 21-0 or something like that.
Yep.
And that was Jeff Fisher's squad. And it was hard to decipher which teams are which is going to come with the territory.
Right.
But there is some fucking terrible football out there.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to figure that out because it'll become just like college football. Just become if you want to captivate the NFL fans, I think you're going to have a little bit better football. But it's early. It's their first week. They're going to get better, Connor.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an absolute clown show, and I think this is why we talk about the draft the way we do, because Paxton Lynch was drafted in the first round, and now he's in the USFL making possibly the worst throws of all time. Like, I think you should maybe think about going to play quarterback in that league just for a week.
One of these leagues would be a blast.
Just one game. Yeah. Just one game.
And this sounds like, it looks so easy or whatever. It's like, there was a couple of shots I saw where I felt like it was a pretty easy read, actually, the entire thing. And it's like, okay, I like the different, they have like a camera on the helmet. I like that. Used for replay, not for the actual shot, but for replay, that's an added angle. Like the drone for certain things. And they had, I guess, the professional droners flying that thing. That thing was flying around. For the kicks, though, we don't need it.
Yeah,
Kicks don't need it. It made me sick, and I'm assuming the kicker had flying. Maybe that's why they're absolutely terrible. Little and bad. I mean, there's a lot of things that they're trying, which we appreciate, the chip in the ball. Maybe the ball stinks. Maybe that's why the quarterbacks can't throw them, the punters can't punt them, and the kickers can't kick them. I mean, there is something to think about. Maybe the ball is a trash ball. But as it goes on, we will continue to watch as much as we can.
Yeah.
I tried my best. I even turned on that game last night that was, I guess, postponed and canceled. That they wouldn't tell you
Tonight.
Yeah, but they wouldn't tell you. Like, I turned it on, and there's this behind-the-scenes shit going on. And there isn't, like, on the screen anywhere, like, hey, game has been postponed to tomorrow.
Right.
And then just went into the John Madden doc. And I was like, all right, so what the fuck happened to the game that was on the thing? But they're playing tonight. I'll watch tonight to see that Pittsburgh team, see if they're representing.
Maulers.
Now, remember, the Pittsburgh team was the team that caught the guy for eating pizza over chicken salad.
right.
That's not very Pittsburgh.
No, it's not.
Okay, but I don't know if they're taking on the identity of the team because they're all in Birmingham.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I'm not 100% sure what the connection is. And team's purple instead of black and gold, but our high school is purple, so who cares?
Hate it was, but purple and orange. That ain't the city's team. Especially if you're gonna cut a guy for eating pizza over chicken salad, and the chicken salad didn't even have French fries and ranch on it either. So fucking. I mean, boys will probably get a win tonight if I had to guess. We were talking about it kind of this weekend. How the issue with these leagues is, if you got bad quarterbacks, you got a bad league. It doesn't matter if you were playing in the NFL, if you had all the NFL rosters and you took the USFL quarterbacks and put them in the NFL, the NFL would potentially struggle as a league. Like the quarterbacks are an issue, and if the quarterbacking is an issue, it's not a good league.
That is so real. Because the NFL doesn't even have enough quarterbacks.
Exactly.
So the NFL doesn't even have enough quarterbacks. They're trying to find new quarterbacks. The new quarterbacks that everybody said weren't going to be quarterbacks are all of a sudden becoming hot topics of being quarterbacks because they couldn't hit on any other quarterbacks. The quarterback is the most important position in all of football. And, like the USFL, the XFL, the AFL, the FCF, the FFA, all of them find that out, I think. But if you have one good quarterback in the league, you can put them on prime time every single week almost and care. PJ, whenever he was at the XFL, Jordan Te'amu.
Those are two best teams.
Those are two best teams. Put them on TV. You got two good quarterbacks that can run offenses. Other than that, you might as well just get a guy that can run. Because the play is going to break down. The offensive line is going to stink at least two positions on every single offensive line, and you're able to run. I think it was Johnson. I forget who it was. Maybe Johnson was quarterback for the other team.
This weekend?
This weekend, yeah. For the game I was watching. He scrambled for 55 yards on one drive, and it was like, that would be my offense every single time. Every single time. Because there's not enough to kind of put it together. I think they trained for like 3 months, though. Like,
damn.
They put it together a long time.
We can't be too hard, though, on Paxton Lynch or Shea Patterson, who did have the two worst plays as quarterbacks this weekend because they do play in Michigan. And if you play quarterback in Michigan at a pro level, you're going to be terrible.
You're right. I didn't even think about
I agree.
that.
Cancel all pro football in the state of Michigan.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Well, was that going to be your team? Were you thinking about hopping on board? Like, hey, here we go. A Michigan pro football team that's going to get a couple dubs.
Yeah, I was just hoping for a playoff win. I've never seen him in my lifetime for a pro football team from the state of Michigan. I was hoping this would be the one. Jeff Fisher coming in, good coach, I guess.
Backwards hat.
And now we got these two quarterbacks that can't play quarterback. They picked Shea Patterson, #1 overall. I get it. He went to Michigan, so you want to bring the fans in. But he stinks at quarterback. He stunk at Michigan, too.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing about Shea is, he was fucking terrible. Yeah. And no offense to him.
No
offense to him. This is just what we saw.
Watching the film.
And we assume that he wasn't set up for success. No. Jeff Fisher probably didn't set him up for success or something like that. We can give all the excuses he has. New league, nobody knows who's on defense, can't watch any film.
Right.
You don't know what system they're running. I mean, there's a lot of excuses that Shea's probably telling people or whatever. But we have to remember that a lot of these guys that are about to get drafted, to your point, Diggs, next week, they're going to bust.
Yeah.
A lot of these dudes are going to stink so bad. And I think that's why it's so difficult to get behind the narratives of like the comparison. Oh, this comp is this guy. This comp is this guy. Somebody said Mike Renner, formerly of The Bachelor, and now Pro Football Focus, who we like as a person.
Yeah, for sure.
Incredibly handsome. He said that Aiden Hutchinson's more athletic than both of the Boses or something like that.
Whoa.
So then obviously George Kittle quote tweets that and puts that out there and kind of dunks on him a little bit. But that's a real thing. The comparisons, I can understand whenever you just look at the measurements of them or whatever. But to be a great NFL player, there are so many good players that get drafted. The best player that was at your high school that made it to college, he probably fizzled out. But some of you guys who might have had your best player from your high school that went to college went on to have success at their college. Holy shit, this is the best football player I've ever seen. Then he went into the SEC. You should have seen what they did in the SEC. They get the NFL, they fucking stink. Like that people just need to realize that there is a different level when it comes to the NFL football game. And a lot of these guys getting drafted aren't going to be fucking worth a single shit. And I think that's why a lot of the old players, George Kittle in this particular case, us, whenever we mentioned that, oh, this guy's going to be Jared Allen, it's like, okay. I mean, Jared Allen's a Hall of Famer, played for like 13 years, chased people down. The mental thing about the NFL is just so much better than every other league. And that's why the game is so much better. And that's why the expectations that we're putting on these dudes getting drafted are basically insane, because I think 50 to 60% of them aren't going to work in the first round. Second through seventh, that's probably like 75 to 80% of these guys ain't going to be worth a fuck in the NFL. But here we are. We're going to hype the shit out of these guys. You guys are going to be the next goddamn all-pros. You guys are going to be the next pillars of the NFL. Stats, which we all love, right? Don't we all love stats? Yeah. Stats say these dudes are going to fucking stink.
Yep.
That's what all stats
But
say.
it's great. The draft is great for hope, though, because that guy that we do draft could be the next great player. Could be fucking Tom Brady in the 6th round, Antonio Brown in the 6th round. Could be one of these guys that turns your franchise, takes it up a level. Hope is great.
I think the thing about it, though, is all the people that are pitching all the stats and analytics thing just refuse to look at the potential stats and analytics of the goddamn, like, how often these draft picks turn up to be anything. Because the stats and analytics on that one are pretty one-sided. This guy's going to stink. I guess out of like 35 quarterbacks drafted in the first round over the last...
From 2005 to 2017.
35 quarterbacks drafted in the first round from 2005 to 2017. Only 2 of them, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, still on the same team.
Yeah, it's absurd.
It's something to think about. So whenever you draft whoever, let's have realistic expectations on these young bucks. And with that being said, I hope these young bucks also have realistic expectations of like what league they're going into, because I think all this hype can kind of make people forget, like, hey, you're about to be freshman in college again. You're about to go fucking be carrying bags here in a second. It's quite a leap. It's quite a jump, and the expectations just don't seem to be real.
Well, especially now with like we see happening with these QB contracts. Like even you hit on a guy like Kyler or Lamar Jackson, and then there's a chance that in the next 3, 4, 5 years after you draft that guy, that he's going to ask for a massive contract or ask for a trade. Like it goes to your point about the 2005 to 2017 QBs. Like Deshaun Watson, 2-3 years ago, you would have never thought that he wasn't going to be on the Houston Texans. Like, I mean, I guess personally with Brady, it was the same thing. It was like, oh man, he's never going anywhere. And I'm sure Seattle thought that about Russell Wilson. It's like, there's so much parity now where it's like, okay, well, if I'm not happy and my team's not at least, helping me out and putting weapons and O-linemen to help the quarterback, then there's a chance he's like, you know what, fuck it, trade me. I don't want to play for you guys anymore. And then you got to start that entire process over again. And it's brutal.
And that's just if those guys are good.
Yeah.
Let alone if there's higher likely chance that they're going to stink.
Yeah.
Like Mac Jones just being able to fall right in and play well. What a gift.
So lucky.
What a gift to the New England Patriots, man.
I was saying to Bruce Brown, like, I don't know how you do it. Like, I don't know, because there was 7-9 season with Cam Newton. Like, I want to rip my eyes out every day. And this kid's a fan of the Giants, and like his life fucking sucks. How does he do it?
Foxy, think about Foxy.
No hope. Oh my God.
No hope. Dude.
Every single year.
He's got a USFL team every single year. We just got a tweet from somebody named Shane Falco on Twitter. Don't believe it is the Shane Falco.
Okay.
Not 100% sure if it's a replacement. Said this isn't all on Shea Patterson. The offense coordinator for the Michigan Panthers is a clown. That's what I'm saying. There's enough excuses to go around for everybody. Whatever. Everybody's going to have a reason on why they're not doing great, and they're all valid. There's a reason why people make excuses, because they legitimately feel as if that is why good shit didn't happen. It just feels like there's going to be a lot of that through that USFL, and it's not their fault. It's that there isn't a plethora of great quarterbacks that aren't either on a college roster, so you can't take them, or on an NFL roster. They're 3-4 deep right now.
Yeah.
You got Connor potentially playing quarterback for somebody, and that's the most important position in the goddamn game.
Here's why the NFL is dominant. This room, we wouldn't know about it because our teams are the top 4, I believe, in the last 22 years or whatever in wins.
Pretty sweet of this room.
Pretty cool. So we love watching NFL football.
It's almost like we did that on purpose. Like, hey, you guys, behind the screen, please.
But Foxy still loves NFL football, and his team hasn't won a playoff game when he was alive.
Oh, yeah.
It's because the sport is so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Speaking of a sport that's good, joining us now is a senior NBA insider for The Athletic in the Stadium, a man who will break down all the information like, why is Zion not fucking playing?
Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the show, Sham Sharania.
Yo, what's up? What's going on, guys?
Shams, it is great to have you back. You look fantastic. Did we get a little bit of a haircut, huh? Tighten it up for the spring?
I actually need a new haircut. Probably, I try to get one every week. So I'm trying to be like you, keep the fade fresh. So I see your fade is very fresh right now. So I'm trying to get on that level right now.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We're all trying to keep up with you. I have gone much shorter with the hair though. I was going long with a big, what's that called? Like a
poof?
Yeah, one of those things. I was thinking about doing that, but my head's so large and the morning routine became too long. So I just said cut it down short. You know what I mean, Shams?
I hear you. I'm going a little longer right now, but we can talk grooming all day. Pat, we can talk about grooming.
Well, let's talk about lunch instead. You know what I mean? You love lunch.
Yeah.
Hey, Shams, we know you love lunch. No, let's dive into this. So we'll talk about Kyrie in a second, about potential fallout of him being fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Might be my new favorite basketball player of all time.
Yeah.
Kyrie.
I think between him and Zion, it's like 1A, 1B. I feel like on this show, at least, as far as everything Kyrie's been through this year with the whole vaccination stuff and, him not playing full time until January. Like, it's just, I think this is going to be something like 15 years from now, we're going to look back and like probably what the hell was going on.
I concur completely, and we'll dive into Kyrie in a second, but let's talk about 1A, 1B, Zion Williamson. So now there's reports coming out, and I don't know if they came from you or not, so I apologize for this, that Zion and the Pelicans feel differently on whether or not he's ready to play. So everything we've been saying this entire time is Zion putting videos out saying, hey, if I can do this, and if I can do this, I can play. Is that where, are we in a standoff right now? And I think the Pelicans need him, right? We're in a big time, hey, let's go Pelicans. Let's go win some games here.
I don't know if standoff's the right word. I think he hasn't played all year, and I think I came on this show. We've spoken about it. There's just never been an expectation. Even when he came back from Portland, he spent 2 months rehabbing in Portland. JJ Redick, the great JJ Redick, he makes some public comments. Zion then comes back to New Orleans, and then he started to ramp up, but it was a very slow ramp up, right? Like he was doing a lot of 1-on-0 stuff, very light shooting, not even really jumping. And I think, I reported on it, and I think something that a lot of people can concur with at the time was he was not expected to return. And then the very next day, there's that video of him doing that whatever it was, under the leg dunk that, there's probably only 5-6 players in the league that can successfully do to that capacity. And that dunk would have won the dunk contest. Like, for him to do that off a fractured foot, obviously his perspective, and it's clear, his stepdad came out and spoke about it in local New Orleans radio. They feel like the expectation is he should be playing, that Zion Williamson even believes that he should be playing.
That's a big deal, right? Zion's, because people have been thinking that Zion has been saying, no, I can't play. I believe JB actually called him a bitch-made cat.
He did.
He said he was soft for this because he didn't want to play, but he's posting these dunks. That's not the case. Like we've been saying, Zion wants to be out there.
I mean, his stepdad went on the record about it. Like that I expect him to play. And if you ask Zion if he would want to play, his answer would be yes too. But again, and I've said this to you guys for the last couple of weeks, there is going to be a process that comes into place, especially when it comes to a guy like Zion who's dealt with this foot injury. And the process has been they want to see him play extensively 5-on-5 for an extended period of time and make sure that he's not dealing with that soreness in his foot. And another thing, guys, that is going to play a factor in all this is conditioning as well. He has not gone in an NBA game and played since last season. What is it, April of last year, May? It's been a while. And so for him to just be thrust in a game right now in the playoffs, in a play-in situation, I just think it's something that is untenable for him. I don't know if clearly the franchise doesn't want to clear him for that. So there is this push and pull with them. But I think a lot of it is to do with the cautiousness that they want to operate with. It's just hard for me to see Zion missing the entire year and then playing in the playoffs.
And
clearly,
a triple-double.
I still don't think there's an expectation that he's going to play this year.
He'd go out there, probably get a triple-double. We're all bummed about it. I do like the fact that he has come out. I guess his people have come out, and his stepdad has been very close with him his entire time, right? His stepdad and he, business-wise, very close. I think always have been, always will be. He's come out. I like the fact that they've come out and said, no, we want to play, because there were some narratives getting out that he was holding out and trying to make it difficult, but that's not the case. Thank you for clearing that up for us, old Shams Sharani. Let's move to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving gave one of the best answers I've ever heard in my entire life after interacting with fans for an entire game. Now, not only did Kyrie Irving drop some gems on the court with middle fingers and flying, but this post-game press conference where he explains how I feel should be standard code of conduct at all sporting events in the state of competition. I hate when I hear players. It happened in golf. I think it's happened in basketball. When players ask security to get somebody kicked out for something that they said. I fucking hate it. Mostly because I enjoy the banter between fans. And if some drunk wants to say something, a professional athlete who might be a natural shit talker should be very much okay to say, hey, what's up? Is that your son? And fucking bury him. Like, I believe that thoroughly. As a shit-talking human, like, I think that is something that should be more accepted. And it's not, I guess, always players are kind of deemed unprofessional and lack of class when somebody is literally 4 feet away from them saying something terrible about them. And then, rather than just breaking their entire face, which you could do as any professional athlete, saying something back or telling them to go fuck themselves, like, I don't know where we went wrong with that. Here's Kyrie's entire answer. I can't wait to hear what's next, though, Shams.
It looked like there were a couple times where you gave the fans the finger. I'm curious, was there anything that you thought crossed the line today, and are you the kind of guy that gets motivated by kind of going back and forth with the fans? Do you kind of use that internally as something to fire you up?
Look, I mean, I'm just where I'm from. You know, I'm used to all these antics and people being close nearby. You know, it's nothing new when I come into this building what it's going to be like, but it's the same energy they have for me, and I'm going to have the same energy for them. And it's not every fan. I don't want to attack every fan, every Boston fan, but
very nice.
You know, when people start yelling pussy and bitch and fuck you and all this stuff, it's but so much you can take. as a competitor.
Right.
And, we're the ones expected to be docile and be humble and take a humble approach. Nah, fuck that. It's the playoffs. This is what it is. I know what to expect in here, and it's the same energy I'm giving back to them. It is what it is. I'm not really focused on it. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? And like again, where I'm from, I've dealt with so much. So coming in here, you relish it as a competitor. And this is, I'm going to keep repeating myself when I say again, but this isn't my first time in TD Garden. So what you guys saw and what you guys think is as entertainment, or the fans think is entertainment, all is fair in competition. So if somebody's going to call me out of my name, I'm going to look at them straight in the eye and see if they really about it. Most of the time, they're not.
99% of the time, they're not, I'd assume, in sporting events. What's next here? Him swearing in a press conference, in my eyes, awesome. How you doing? Keep it moving. It's 2022. The internet is full of this. And him getting into it publicly at an NBA game, especially the playoffs, Nets, Celtics. What's next for Kyrie, you think, Shams?
All right, so let's look at it like right now. I think, of course, there are consequences. If you flip off the fans, you're going to get fined. There was some language in the post-game presser that we just saw. There was language by the locker room. So the NBA's got to take all that into account, and a fine will likely be coming before Wednesday, their next game. But let's take a bigger picture view on this, right? And obviously there's history with Kyrie Irving in Boston. He left as a free agent. He said he was going to resign, or the plan was for him to resign. He leaves. And last year in his return game, he had a bottle thrown at him, and that fan was later arrested, banned from Celtics games. So there's obviously a very, very tense history between Boston, between that arena and Kyrie Irving. So that is kind of the bigger picture view that we have going into it. And what happened last night, there are consequences. If Kyrie flips off the fans, which is his right, he's allowed to flip off the fans. He's going to get fined for it. But I think, what might have to even be a bigger discussion is like, what is too far, right? What is too far for fans? Can fans just openly say whatever they want? And when they do, like you said, Pat, like players are also in their own right to do whatever they want. The worst case scenario is if Kyrie were to actually get into something physically with that person. And that would be obviously, that's not a good scenario that we want to see. Then we'd have a repeat of, the mouse at the Palace with your Pacers way back when. So
they're not my team anymore.
I think this is something Kyrie Irving, he's dealt with from stuff that I've been told. He's been dealing with, whether it's, these over-the-top heckling fans. There's racial overtones at times, I'm told. Like, there are all these different facets that he's hearing that. It's not just Kyrie, though. Like, this is, LeBron James, we saw a video of him pointing to security and getting a fan in Indiana tossed out.
See, I don't like that.
It's been going on. And I know you don't like that. And, that's one method, right, where you get the security involved. And I'm sure that's something that the NBA would love is you get the security involved, get that person tossed out or whatever. But Kyrie Irving clearly took it into his own hands. And to me, there was no physical altercation. There was nothing that got out of hand. He wasn't even really having banter with the fans back and forth, at least during the game. He was just, you talk anything, and he was flipping you off. But overall, I think how much is too much? How much is for a fan to be sitting there and just giving, just normal fan banter versus actually going over the top with possible. Like Kyrie said, F you, calling him the B word, the P word, making racial remarks, and obviously Kyrie Irving responded to that.
So whenever you think about, that's what I got a bunch of tweets. Everybody, whenever I said the sports world needs more of this, everybody's like, well, the malice in the palace, the malice in the palace, the malice in the palace, right? This is what the NBA doesn't want. Well, that started right because somebody threw a bottle, if I do recall, just like what happened with Kyrie. And then Stack Jack went in there and said, hey, how you doing? Keep it moving. Don't hurt one of my friends. And it became an absolute nightmare situation for Indiana, by the way, for the Pacers, and for the NBA as a whole. They're still, by the way, the Pacers might still be trying to bounce back from that entire thing all these years later. But whenever the difference, I guess, between the NFL and the NBA is the NBA fans are on top of the court, right? I mean, they are right on top of the court.
I mean, Isaiah Thomas, the former Celtics guard, when he was a member of the Wizards, he went to the crowd and had just a normal, I thought a pretty genuine conversation with the fan. There was a video that came out later. So guys have gone to the crowd. Russell Westbrook a few years ago, he got into it with some fans in Utah where they had a back and forth, and then that fan got banned and Russ got fined. So there have been moments where fans and players get testy that it doesn't rise to the level of that. Kyrie Irving obviously didn't take that approach, right? He went the approach of more, hand gestures. But this is my thing, Pat, as fans, as people watching from home, all we see is the middle finger, right? All we see is him, saying the comment to the fan by the locker room, which again, we saw what the fan said, but we don't see what leads up to those middle fingers and what has led up over the last 2 years, whenever Kyrie goes back to Boston, in his mind is just these over-the-top heckling that in his mind is not right for the game, right? And in his mind, if you're adding racial overtones to it, that is also something that he's going to respond like he did last night.
We are Team Kyrie here in Boston, of course.
Of course,
Boston. So what has to happen here? Adam Silver has to get up in a meeting and go, all right, we got to put a list together of what's okay to say and what's not okay to say for the fans. Asshole? Good.
Yep.
Asshole, good. Okay. Fuck you?
Can't have it. Sounds like can't have it.
It's iffy.
We'll come back and fuck you.
Okay.
What about the B word?
What about bitch?
Bitch.
Bitch?
Yeah.
Bitch is allowed, okay.
Say it on the
Bitch is
radio.
allowed, all right. How about, pussy?
P word? Can't do it.
think so.
P word. Okay, so we're banning P word and fuck you thus far. Put those signs in every arena. Is that how they would have to do it? Would just be like a fan code of conduct? Because I assume that a lot of teams enjoy their atmosphere. Like the Celtics fans being the way they are, like that is a benefit to the entire entertainment of the game, I believe, and also to the Celtics. Is there a way to combat this, you think, without making the places just turn into libraries? Or how do you see this kind of going forward, do you think, Shams?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a conversation we have every other year, right? And even, what do? Do you come up with a code of conduct? There is a code of conduct for fans. Some fans, whether you're drunk, whether you're feeling a certain type of way toward a player, which clearly Boston is toward Kyrie, whether you're just super, agitated, super driven given the moment, which I think both sides. I think it's fair to say Kyrie Irving, we saw the energy that he had yesterday, which obviously fueled his game. I mean, that's stuff that we all want to see from these guys.
That's what competition.
We want to see guys be overly emotional and guys in a good way, in a way that kind of lifts the spirits of games. And I'm sure the ratings were over the top yesterday. I'm sure that it'll just continue to drive the conversation for the next few games. So it's good overall for basketball. It's good overall for the sport when guys are overly passionate about the game. But again, what's the line? Like are fans allowed to just go crazy and say F you, you're a B, you're a pussy? Like what is that line that you can cross if you're a fan? And there is a code of conduct. Some fans just decide not to follow.
But the code of conduct though, in any true sports atmosphere kind of gets thrown out whenever, things get after it. And Kyrie's booked as a heel in Boston, right? And I mean, just as a wrestling fan, like the entertainment of him jousting verbally with the Celtics fans, and then the way that game ends is like almost even better. Like it was beautiful. I thought it was great for the NBA.
That was one of the best games I think I've seen all year. But yeah, I mean that finish was crazy for Jason Tatum to make that layup at the buzzer. It looked like Boston was going to win. Kyrie Irving makes that 3-pointer to put him up, I believe 114 to 111 with 40 some seconds left, and that was the ultimate FU moment, right? If you're Kyrie Irving, you go back to the city. They're talking all this to you, and you're giving the middle finger to people, and you win. Like that would have been the ultimate ending. Unfortunately, they weren't able to win. And that was the game for them to go steal, and they weren't able to do it. But yeah, I mean, I think over the next 2 days, what's going to happen is Adam Silver is going to have to find Kyrie Irving. But I think from Kyrie's standpoint, in his mind, there should be a bigger conversation. Like it shouldn't just end with him getting fined. Again, that's his consequence. You can't go out there and flip off the fans and not have consequence. But the other side is how much is too much.
Well, I mean, Kyrie, big conversation guy. Honestly, big conversation guy. I love just the fact that Kyrie is always Kyrie. Yeah. And in that post-game presser, he could have handled that in a lot of different ways. He could have apologized. He could have been aggressive in it. Instead, he was just matter of fact, like, yeah, that's just kind of how it is, man. See you later. By the way, I haven't eaten or drink anything all day today. I had no water during that whole game. So everybody can kind of eat shit. I've become a big fan of just him being his own human. And I'm I've always loved that. The NBA playoffs have been fantastic thus far. Though. Good for the NBA. Go ahead, Ty.
Shams talking about Zion, but then you look at and so it's good to know that he actually does want to play. What the hell's going on with Ben Simmons? Like we see the video of him telling the reporter, "Hey, make sure you get this. I'm about to dunk." Like they could have used him last night. Yeah, basic ass dunk. Like, is he working up to be able to play 10 minutes, or if he's going to play games 4 or 5, whatever, is he going to play the entire game? He can't play at all right now?
I mean, listen, right now the goal is to ramp him up. So right now what he's going through is this week, I think what we're going to see is by the end of the week, the goal is for him, for Ben Simmons, I'm told, to get in some 5-on-5, right? And actually get bumped up, get some contact. He hasn't done that yet. He hasn't done that since June of 2021, where he's actually – that was the last time he played in a game, was the Eastern Conference semifinals against Atlanta. He has not played real NBA 5-on-5 contact since then. He's obviously had his open gym runs since last summer and early this year when he was with Philly and wasn't playing. But he hasn't gone out there and actually taken contact. So the goal is let him get some contact before the end of the week. Game 3, I believe, is Friday. And then Game 4 is Monday, next Monday, a week from now. And I'm told that is the point where we should all start looking to see if Ben Simmons will play or not. The goal is for him to be back between games 4 and 6. And we'll see where this series goes. I mean, they got to win Game 2 on Wednesday. Whoa. If you fall behind 2-0, what happens? Do you try to rush Ben Simmons back for a Game 3? Game 3 will essentially be a do-or-die game. If you lose Game 3 and you go down 3-0, there's not really even a point in bringing Ben Simmons back at that point.
Series not over until it's over.
Spurs Heat, dude. Jeez.
I think that they are very confident that he'll be able to make a return, as soon as next Monday. And I don't expect him to play full games. I expect anytime a guy has been out since last June, I think the goal is to ramp him up, right? Whether it's 15, 20 minutes to start. But he's a guy that can play a big role in this series. He's a guy that can put on Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. He can play legitimate minutes at any position for the Nets.
He needs to stop smacking the court so hard.
Yeah.
That's why his back
not good for the back.
Smacking the floor. They would have needed his defense would have been welcomed last night. I mean, geez, Louise.
I think everyone just wants him to get in a game. You know what I mean? I think we've seen the videos of him working out, and we've seen all that. And I think the difference that he can make in this series, if he's able to come back, I think could be a game changer. He could be a game changer.
How does he just sit there, though? How does he just sit?
Needs to get on the court.
I don't know a lot of the new age NBA dudes. Not that I knew a bunch of the old age NBA dudes, but I did hang out with a bunch of them. I don't think I know this new age. How's he just sitting there? He doesn't think he can play too? Because this the Zion thing, it finally came out. Zion wanted to play. But Ben wants to play. They won't let him play. Is he self-report? Oh, the COVID.
Wow,
Paul George. That's a whole nother conversation. I guess that was self-reported. People don't love that. Although in LA they should. LA they should, because he's looking out for the entire world. But whenever Ben is sitting there, does he want to play? That has to be a weird. I don't think I've ever met somebody that's competitive that is in a playoff situation that can play, that just kind of sat there and just kind of takes it. How's that whole thing go?
Yeah, I mean, he wants to play. The problem is when he got traded to Brooklyn, he had a flare-up with his back, and later it was revealed he had a herniated disc. And anytime there's a herniated disc, there's obviously that's something he's been dealing with for the last 3 years.
Okay.
And so
makes sense.
That's not buying the herniated disc.
No, we hadn't heard that. I had not heard that.
Yeah, he was diagnosed with a herniated disc, but this is an issue that he had a couple of years ago in 2020 before the bubble. And it is something that can flare up from time to time if you're not, in tune with your body. If you're not, he hasn't been on the floor since June 2021 in an NBA environment. And so it flared up, and he's been rehabbing his way back. He got an epidural shot in mid-March, and the goal is to try to get him back on the floor. The goal's always been that way. And so now they feel like he's been going pain-free for about 2-3 weeks. And so as long as he stays pain-free, there's really nothing that should be holding him back.
2-3 weeks. Jesus. Is anybody pain-free for 2-3 weeks at this stage of the NBA season? I mean, what a week.
Or life in general.
It's just, yeah, you're right at this point, especially after, COVID and everything, and all the booze and whiskey.
Yeah, Shams, what's the status of Steph Curry? Is he going to be in the starting lineup at any point during this first series or no?
I mean, it's Steph Curry. I would assume before the end of the series, you work Steph Curry back into a starting role. But I mean, I think the Warriors have some decisions to make. Right? Is what do you do with Jordan Poole? He's played so well. He deserves to start. So do you keep having him come off the bench? Do you replace? I mean, you're not replacing Steph Curry. I don't. Was it Wally Pipp? Like I don't. He's not going to be Drew Bledsoe of the NFL. Like he's not just going to get benched for Jordan Poole. But what do? Do you bench Kevon Looney? I don't think you're benching Andrew Wiggins on a max contract. He still has great value for you defending the other team's best wing player. So they're in a little bit of a tough spot. But I would imagine the goal is to try to get Steph Curry back in the starting lineup by the end of the series.
No offense to Wally Pipp, okay? But Wally Pipp,
none at all.
Pretty basic-ass baseball player, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's not Steph Curry. You just put him in the same thing as Steph Curry.
No. I was reading some of the banter. People were saying, "Oh, Steph Curry's gonna get Wally Pipp or Drew Bledsoe."
Oh, okay.
Like you said, there's no relation to that. These guys, Steph Curry's a multi-time champion, multi-time MVP. That's a whole nother stratosphere. I don't care how, even if, you could see Steph was picking his game up as the game was going on. There's a lot of rust, and I think even Steph spoke about it. Like he's going to be playing with the discomfort the rest of the season, most likely. And so he's a guy that's going to have to find his rhythm. He's been out for a month, and you saw him start to get that rhythm back. But I don't care how bad Steph Curry was going to play. He was going to eventually get that starting spot. So I don't know if it'll be tonight. I don't know if it'll be game 3. I think right now the goal is let's try to get him, if he's going to have a minutes restriction, let's try to get him finishing games. So that means finishing quarters. So I could see a scenario where maybe a game or two he's still coming off the bench, but it's not gonna be a championship run for the Warriors without Steph Curry starting.
Yeah, it felt like they were trying to get his cardio back too, right? Because they were up like 30 and he was still getting subbed in, and they're like, still trying to get his air back there. Good luck to him. Can't wait to watch him. He's electrifying. As is Giannis, by the way.
Oh yeah,
he's a monster. He's a monster. But I think the Bulls found something
fucking grabbed that so off the backboard dunk he sent to his alley-oop to himself. That ball, any other human is back at the midcourt. That thing was flying off that just go gadget. Fucking Dahn we go. He is awesome to watch.
He's a monster on the court. I don't think there's ever been a player like him. 6'11", can run. People compare him to Shaq. The old. I think he's Shaq. Before Shaq just went completely dominant inside. Like, he can handle the ball. He can do everything on the floor. And the crazy thing about Giannis, they win the championship last year. And within a week, there's not really a time off. There's not really him going on vacation. Within a week, he's already back in the gym. He's already back training. And so that level of focus, I had some people around him tell me, after he wins back-to-back MVPs, this is a guy that's going to go win MVP again this year. And he's, I don't know if he's going to win, but he's a finalist again this year. And just his level and his drive to compete and win at the highest level, he's everything the NBA is about right now.
I just got a little stat dropped into my ear. He's 14-0 against the Bulls, too. It seems like he is tough to stop. I saw Caruso eat an elbow. Worry about my guy. I'm a Bulls fan, by the way, but if they do, 17-0 against the Bulls, I will roll.
Don't hurt
them.
Over to Milwaukee.
He is awesome to watch. Giannis is awesome to watch. I was listening to Chuck talk. Charles Barkley, and he was like, he needs to fucking stay his ass inside. Like, because I guess that has been a conversation piece, because he does shoot the 3. He's able to shoot the 3. Charles basically was like, his ass needs to go. And then Kenny was even up on his little stand-up thing, and he drew a line in the middle of the paint. And he was like, this is where Giannis needs to just stay in here. Why are they saying that? And is that what they were saying? Because he would just be the most dominant player of all time if he did that?
I think we all love to see players, and Giannis in this case, be as dominant as they can be. As much as possible, right? And where's Giannis the most dominant? It's when he's in the paint. But I don't think it's realistic for him to always be in the paint. He's got to keep the defense honest. He's got to shoot that 3 sometimes. And again, it's not like you're seeing Giannis shoot.
Is that a conversation that's happening?
7 threes a game.
Is that a conversation that's happening though? Like what Giannis should do to play better, because that's like the stage of basketball he's gotten to?
I think. At this point, I think you let Giannis do Giannis. I think he's earned that right. But I don't know if you guys have noticed what you're seeing now from him. He's got that like elbow fadeaway jumper that he never had consistently in years past. I want to see if he can make it in these big playoff moments. But you saw it a couple times yesterday where he's backing a dude down, and in the past he's going to keep backing you down and just tries to go for a dunk or a finish or draw a foul. Now you're seeing him back down and go with a turnaround fadeaway, and I think that's the part of the game that you're seeing Giannis mature. because as he's getting older, as he gets into his 30s, he's not going to be able to continue to play this reckless abandon, rely on his athleticism. He's just athletically so gifted and such a Greek freak that he can do whatever he wants on the floor. But to me, it's good as a basketball fan to see him continue to round out his game.
I think the NBA is a league that showcases growth. Like, remember when LeBron got in and then he learned how to shoot and then he got better at shooting and then he transformed his body? Zion there, whenever he got in, he couldn't shoot anymore. Then he learned how to shoot. Giannis, I feel like when he got there, they're like, 5 years from now, he is going to be such a better player. He was playing in a gym with like a rock, basically, before he got here. And then now he's become, he was electrifying to watch yesterday. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm like, oh my God, I completely forgot about this guy because we don't watch the NBA until it matters. Hour 2 will be on the other side of this 10-minute break for Sirius XM. We will see you then. The conversation with Shams continues. That was like really professional. I hit that thing right on the 0-0-0 there. Next question, Tone, go ahead.
Shams, the game that led off the playoffs was Utah and Dallas, and I watched it, and it just didn't feel like it had the juice, and that's because of the untimely injury to Luka. Is there a chance that he plays tonight, Game 3? What are we hearing on Luka? Because without him, it's tough to watch that Dallas team.
Yeah, it's tough. And as much as I think Spencer Dinwiddie, Jalen Brunson have it in them to make this a competitive series, and they played competitively, without Luka, it's going to be tough. Luka Doncic will be out tonight in Game 2, and I think the period for him to possibly return will be Game 3 and Game 4. I think he's going to be about 13 days or so removed, or actually Sunday, so about a week. He's going to be about 11, 12 days removed from the injury. And anytime you have a calf injury, especially the severity that he had, it's going to be at least 10 days before you can even think about getting back on the floor. But, I watched some of the video from him shooting around on the court yesterday. Unless he really ramps up over the next few days, if he's not moving at even 80% capacity, 85% capacity on a calf strain, it's just tough for me to see him even being out there in Game 3. Because if you have a calf injury that is limiting you from even moving at 85, 90% speed, you're susceptible to further injury elsewhere. The last thing you want to do is you want to rush a calf injury, and that leads to, a worse calf tear or an Achilles or anything of that sort. So I think the Mavericks, there's a fine line that they have to balance between trying to win this series versus also trying to protect Luka long term. So he's out tonight. I think probably look at Game 3 or Game 4 as the earliest that he'll be able to come back.
All right, Shams, we appreciate you, pal. Thanks for keeping us in the loop with everything happening in the NBA.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Hey, tell Adam Silver, put that list out of what can be said and cannot be said.
Please.
You know what I mean?
I mean, listen, I think they have. But you know what? I don't think we've ever seen a player take Kyrie's methodology, though. This I'm just gonna go with the middle fingers. He's getting creative. He's doing the double tap on the back of his head. Like, I think, there you have it right there. So we all we see is what leads up to that. We don't know what these fans said to Kyrie that made him flick them off.
Flip or flick? Where you're from, by the way?
There's two ways to look at it. If you're Kyrie, you either tell the security, or you take matters in your own hand.
Is it flip or flick off where you're from?
It's flip.
So
middle
Pittsburgh,
finger, all
flick.
that.
Indiana, flip.
Got it.
When
I've heard everything. I use everything interchangeably. Pat, I try to be versatile a little bit.
Well, absolutely, because you're cultured, just like me. I came in and said, "Oh, that guy just flicked me off." I got laughed out of a fucking barn.
What are you talking about?
The hell's that
I'm like,
about?
excuse me. They're like, it's flip off. You flick somebody off? I'm like,
You should burn
yeah. No, you flip them off. All right, well, whatever the case. I like that he did it. As somebody who has flipped off a fan before, I am a big fan of.
Wait, do we have video of that? Do we have any pictures of that? We need that.
We
need that to leak online.
I was just a punter. But I'm okay with good conversation. You know what I mean? And also sometimes, AJ's got it. He flipped off his coach. I think in the world of competition, you want people to be passionate. You want people to be involved. You want them to be invested. The players have to be, and then they're supposed to be able to just turn off somebody saying something absolutely despicable to them that if they were to see each other in the street, they would never say it. And if if they did, they would be knocked the fuck out. And then it's like the person isn't even allowed to say something back. It's just wild to me. I've never understood it, but I've also never been in a position to, it ever matter what I say, because literally 53rd man on the team. So here I am just talking nonsense. But Shams, you know everything, and we appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, senior NBA insider for the Stadium and Athletic, Shams Charania. I like what Kyrie did.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Shout out this show for not blurring out those fingers too, because I saw on many main networks you can't have those fingers without blurred out.
What's that about?
Well, that's like there's a couple Stone Cold Steve Austin
What?
where they just blur out his. It looks like he's just got.
That will ruin the youth if they see that.
How about him? He's got the closed fist, straight up. I was a thumb as a gun guy. That was my.
Yeah.
Hey, right
Absolutely.
there. I go and eat one.
Eminem.
It's also the state of West Virginia. Morgantown, West Virginia, right here. It's real if you look at it on the map.
I'm actually not flexible enough to tuck the thumb in.
Sideways.
Really, what's wrong with your thumb? You okay?
It's just not
You
flexible.
get that thing stove a couple times?
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
I used to be closed, then I evolved into showing some knucks.
Oh, you got the whole thing wide open there?
You're telling me.
What's up, dude?
The M&M is wild too.
Yeah,
Which one's the M&M?
It's like all.
It's
like,
all of them.
It's crazy. I don't know how to even do it. His pinky and thumb is out.
Yeah.
That's like the AJ Hawks. You can do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You, dude.
Yeah, it's like that. No, he doesn't.
He is AJ. Fuck you, dude. He'll be here in about 5 minutes. The middle finger used to fly so much more. I feel like it used to be such a joke.
Yeah.
And then now there's like super. No, fuck you.
How are they even going to police that? It's like if every fan, like no
what I'm
fans
saying.
can say fuck, like this code of conduct bullshit. Like there's no, what are you going to have guys just moving constantly and
what
kicking
you
everybody
just said
out?
right there, so nobody's allowed to say fuck. In some stadiums and arenas, they'd be like, is that too much to ask? But in other stadiums, just as somebody that has been in a lot of different, venues and styles of fans, like there's some places that I think that are super, super nice in their families, and like it's like the atmosphere, the culture is almost like that.
Yeah.
Then there's much better places to play sports in where it is not like the kid. If the kid isn't telling somebody to fuck themselves, the dad is embarrassed of the child. Like there's just two, just like the world is in the United States is so vastly different. I mean, we're supposed to agree on things. There's no way that somebody that grew up in California and Pittsburgh are going to have similar views on a lot of things because life is a bit different. But also, when it comes to the sporting events, there are so many different atmospheres, and those rompus ones are the ones that are always on TV. Look at the awesome atmosphere here. And some people have no idea what that's like because the place that they go to, it is vastly different.
Especially in the playoffs. Like, what do you expect? Like, yeah, of course it's going to be a hostile environment. He used to play for him. Like, they don't like him. He doesn't like them. Like, what
And
the
it's
hell?
Boston.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a notorious shit-talking place.
Right.
Scumbags.
I mean, it goes to like what Aaron Rodgers said during the season after the whole Bears thing. Like, they pay money to be there. They should be able to say what they want. And in the exact same, argument, I should be able to say what I want to when I look up there and people are telling me to fuck off.
And how much do those people love it, by the way? Oh, yeah, I was one of the people that Aaron said that he owned you.
Yeah.
That was to me because I was looking at a picture. That's my finger right there.
Yeah.
Like, that's a whole...
That story forever.
That's a whole thing that people always say is bad for the game. I'm like, in some cities, I can see how that might be bad for the game. Like in some places that are very wholesome and everything like that. But in some cities, being the guy... We have a friend that'll tell a story till the day that he died as a teenager, making a hockey player almost kill him because of what he said to him. And then got said back to him in the entire interaction. Like, it's just... There's different views, I guess, on it everywhere. But those places that are hostile are fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's the same thing with people behind Kyrie. Like when he did it, when you watch it from the front, everyone like behind him starts like laughing and clapping.
Camera. Yeah.
Like it just makes the game better.
The first reaction isn't, oh my God.
No,
it's
this old guy like like pumped about it.
All right, we'll be back in like 2.5 minutes with Hour 2 and AJ Hawk and Ian Rappaport joining us.
Ooh. Okay.
And in the third hour, Ezekiel.
What? Whoa. Elliot?
No. Maybe though soon because I met him down at WrestleMania. Micah too, good people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I appreciate the hell out of that.
Hell yeah.
No, Ezekiel, Elias's younger brother from WWE. Join us in the third hour.
Wow.
Like 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll talk to Ezekiel. He's on a lie detector test tonight.
Yeah,
on Raw.
big night for him.
And we graduated high school. Nick was actually best friends with his older brother Elias. Where the fuck is Elias?
Good question.
And how come we ain't never heard of Ezekiel?
Yeah.
A lot of questions to be asked, not only here, but also in the lie detector test tonight. We'll ask him about it. We're back in 2 minutes. Anybody hate you? And no, you can't say it publicly, but does
I would imagine there's a list, you know?
That'd be a shame. You didn't deserve
it,
it, by the way. You're just
like,
doing your job.
There are some people here who I've like had some like angst with or some tension with, but I see them at these meetings. It's sort of why I come to these meetings, and you're like, you hash it out and you kind of figure it out, and you're like, all right, I was mad at you for this, you were mad at me for this. Let's fist bump from semi-social distance and kind of move on. That happens a lot of these meetings too.
Yeah, especially while you guys are out there boozing. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Hey, you want whiskey for the guy pissed off over there? Why? Give me one Bud Light for the lady I offended over there. Why? Give me one beer. Why? One tequila. Why? One vodka. Why? I need to make good with everybody in this goddamn building. Why? Is that what you do at those things, man?
I mean, yeah, it's correct.
Yeah, it's a good move. Yeah, it's a good move. You're a legend.
100%.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to that show. Hour 2, Monday, April 18th, 2022. Hope you had a great holiday weekend. This sports show shall continue now. Yeah. Thank you for watching here at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. A lot to talk about in the sports world. We've been obviously chit-chatting for the last 40 minutes or so with Sham Sharani about the NBA because the playoffs are hot. Golf is happening. Football is cooking. There's a lot to discuss. The Talks Table is here at Ty Schmidt. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Hey, Colin, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Pat?
Good. April 18th, basic day or a standard day?
I'm doing keep it moving.
Really?
Yeah.
No different than the other 364 at all?
Nope.
All right, Acton Diggs is here, one half of the Hammer Dahn Cowboys. How's the gambling looking for this today's episode of Hammer?
How you doing? How's your family?
Hey, how's your family, by the way?
Pretty good.
How's your family? Got a new one of these.
I knew one.
A new pinky ring. Yeah, a new pinky ring. This one's got a little diamond thing in it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is version 2.0. The pinky
No,
ring.
he don't shine shoes no more.
Yeah, by the way, it's been some time since then, but version 1.0, it's going into it's retired because it was WrestleMania pinky ring.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's retired. So still. How's your family, dude?
Good. How's your family?
Good watch you got there, huh?
Thank you.
Hey, is that the rock stuff you got on there?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you feel like you just got out of the Iron Paradise?
Yeah, it makes me feel fucking fit.
Yeah, because it fits you properly.
Exactly.
Are you getting back into shape or getting out of shape?
Started today. See how long it lasts.
Hey, me too. I just hopped back into keto this morning.
It's almost beach season.
It is almost beach season. I was in shape like 2 weeks ago, and then I literally ate everything for a week and a half now. I need to get back. Yeah, you look good, though.
Thank you. You look good.
How's Coach Diggs doing?
Coach Diggs, good. He's turning 60 this weekend.
Oh, how's your family? Happy birthday, Coach Diggs.
Happy
birthday.
Hope the Gabagool is fantastic. He's president of the Italian club back home, by the way. I hope he takes takes a tractor another round.
We'll take tractor.
Play some bocce.
Good gambling though. For baseball, we got fucking NBA playoffs. It's beautiful. NHL. The NHL, I believe the favorites are on a 20-0 run. So.
In the NHL?
Yeah, dogs are dead.
Pretty easy game.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, except for the Penguins.
Yeah, well, they're going to be dogs anyway.
At Bubba Gumpino, what are we betting on, pal?
No.
I'm betting on you not being hurt.
MLB all day long.
First half?
Hell yeah.
How come you gave me a couple losers last week? You didn't mean to do that. You're a good guy.
Yeah, the 20-3 run feels like a long time ago, my friend.
Oh, we got a little ugly out there, huh? That's all right.
Bit of a rough Red Sox.
Hey, you'll be back.
Yeah, we'll bounce back.
Hey, you golfed grade 9 on Saturday.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah. Nothing better than riding around in the cart with the boys, you know?
With a bunch of Bud Lights.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, I'm golfing for the first time on Saturday. It's my first time out in a long time.
Good round.
Had a blast out there.
How'd you hit?
Oh, yeah.
It was a bit breezy. I don't know. I don't keep score every time I golf. I guess people do.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's all about.
I hit him far.
Had enough good shots to make you feel good.
How'd it feel like?
I had 7 good shots.
That's good.
9 holes, 7 good shots.
You're just out there for the love of the game.
Nah, basically I'm out there like, there's no way I'm going to take this serious, because if I take this serious every single round, I'm going to hate this fucking game. Like, I'm going out here to practice. I'm going to get got a couple pars, had a couple birdie putts, hit a couple big drives. Didn't really know where the big stick was going. First time out was these new clubs from Callaway.
Yeah, nice club.
There you go.
I like him. Hit a couple good shots. Joining us now is a man who's going to lose $20 million from me at some point in the next 31 years. He's Super Bowl champion, college football national champion, COVID survivor, Ryder Cup champion. Hey, AJ Haw.
Yeah.
AJ, how's your family, AJ? How's your family?
Everyone's doing well. We had a great Easter weekend. How about you?
Hey, we had a great Easter weekend as well. We can't thank you enough for asking. What you eat? A little gabagool over there? Did you have a little gabagool?
No, I did not. Can you define exactly what that might be?
Oh, jeez, this is
Come on,
dude.
come on.
Absolutely embarrassing.
Be a clown.
What'd you have? A little
There's new
prosciutto?
listeners every day. I'm sure they're wondering.
Mozzarella.
What do you say?
The listeners know what fucking gabagool is.
Jeez, Connor, thank you. Way to go.
Oh, it is. It is. I thought it was something else.
Oh my
you
God!
are.
This
I
guy.
thought it was like prosciutto.
No.
Well, that's prosciutto.
Prosciutto.
That's
Jeez
prosciutto.
Louise.
Come
Days is the
on.
Buffalo Mozzarella.
Unbelievable. AJ, welcome to the show. Great to have you on this Monday. Happy to hear that your Easter went fantastically. Did you get a chance to see the USFL at all?
I did. I watched it like intermittently here and there. I got to turn it on and see some good plays, man.
Good work. Did you? You turned that on intermittently. You saw good plays. This is strictly from.
Unfortunately for the guys out there, like there's plenty of really good football players out there, but it's when there's nobody at the game that was on yesterday. You're playing on Easter and there's no one there. I just feel like it's hard for people to really invest in it.
Listen, I got a lot of respect for all the guys still trying to do their thing. And I like the fact that there's another league to give guys an opportunity to showcase their ability or to keep playing football. There's probably some guys in that league that are very understanding that they're not going to make it into the NFL, but they enjoy the game so much. They're getting paid for it. They keep playing. So I got a lot of respect for everybody out there. But, hey, I must have intermittently hit that thing at a different time than you did. I seen a lot of bad. And now listen, it is not their fault. There's a lot of situations. It's a new league. There's new everything like. But if you don't have a quarterback, AJ, it is tough to watch, and that is a real problem. Diggs brought this up in the first hour. He said if you had the NFL and you took the USFL quarterbacks and put them in the NFL would struggle with ratings. Like the NFL would actually struggle, and I thought that was a very valid point. Whenever you see like a terrible quarterback in the NFL, the game's like, oh, this game stinks. This game is bad. That's all that's really available for these spring leagues because the NFL's got, 3-4 guys on a roster? That thing's going to grow with futures and everything like that. Then all these college kids, they're able to go back to college for another year because the COVID year. So there is a lot of very, 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 very talented quarterbacks that are on roster somewhere and can't join in there. There's probably a good quarterback in this USFL somewhere. I'd assume there's going to be. Just like PJ was, just like Jordan Teamu was in the XFL, and maybe the USFL will just put those teams on more primetime games. But I didn't see them. I didn't see it, and there's probably great wide receivers out there, probably great corners out there. Some guys will make it to the league, but I think as a whole, from optically watching it, the quarterback play's got to be good. And I don't know how you find good quarterbacks. I'm being 100% serious too when I say that.
Well, also with football, though, I think the biggest reason we watch is because we're invested in players, we're invested in teams, mainly like you're a fan of a team or a region or whatever. How does the USFL get people to get invested in that team? I don't know. Like, it seems like a pretty uphill battle.
Are they playing in Birmingham?
Yeah.
All the games are in Birmingham.
I believe so. Mahler's going.
Where do they practice and everything?
Birmingham's just packed out, I guess.
Yeah, gotta be.
How long have they been in camp then if it just started?
So I was watching this behind-the-scenes thing that was on instead of the Mahler's game that I thought was definitely on, and there was not a single thing on the screen that said, like, hey, Mahler's game delayed. So I thought this was like a kickoff show of the game. I thought maybe I was missing something. I didn't even, because I was just turning it on intermittently, like you're saying. I think somebody said 100 days. They broke down. We got 100 days until we got to play. I think I heard.
No way. Really?
I think, yeah.
I assumed like they've been together for 2 weeks.
Me too. And that's why when watching the games, I was like, give them a lot more like, oh, it's okay. They'll figure it out. They'll figure this whole thing out. Who's good, who's not, what they should do, what they shouldn't do. There's some bad football out there. Hey, Paxton Lynch threw one of the worst throws I've ever seen in my entire life. Terrible read, terrible ball, terrible everything. And this was after he literally just was swinging the ball like this and hit it off a defender so he could have a fumble that would go 20. I mean, there was some bad football that I seen out there. And it's just, I don't know how it ends, AJ. I honestly don't know how.
How many games are they scheduled to play?
10, I think. I just read.
Are they all in Birmingham? So
Looking
Pittsburgh
right
doesn't give a fuck. You're using our name almost, is probably how the people at Pittsburgh say. And if they fired somebody because they asked for pizza instead of chicken salad, I think, if I watched the clip correctly on the internet today.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, caught him.
Wait, fired someone inside the organization?
A player. Player got cut. Hey, sorry about it.
Nobody's above the team, man. We're all fighting for the same goal. There's no individuals here.
I guess that is something that every single person could say to somebody that acts, I guess, in a way that
set the tone. Set the tone. Hey, don't be questioning us. Is that what they're doing?
No, the way the coach can we find that tweet, please? The way the coach laid it out, and he's the coach of the Pittsburgh Maulers, and they were following them for a bit, and I was watching some of their clips. The way he laid it out is like, hey, we don't disrespect anybody around here. Hotel staff. It feels like that's what he was setting up. And then when they presented this whole situation, the guy explained his side. And it was because if he was going to get chicken salad, it would have been a problem over pizza. I think. Here's the clip. It's 2 minutes. Let's ride the wave here.
John Peterson, personnel director.
Just met the guy.
Good morning. Well, he crossed the line.
Okay.
So we had to deal with it. This is very difficult for me as a head coach, my first time. But we have a business. Okay, this is business, and you're a businessman. We all are, because that's the nature of the beast right now. But when I first talked to you guys on March 22nd, I had a handbook. I covered some items that were very important to me. Line 46 addresses that. Any disrespect of football or members, staff, USFL, hotel, etc., would not be tolerated.
It's line 46.
My attention that has occurred with you. So unfortunately, hear me out. Unfortunately, cost of doing business, I'm gonna have to let you go. Okay?
I didn't think I did anything or said anything disrespectful.
I can tell you what happened exactly. It's not important right now.
Right.
It's not important.
I don't know.
It's already happened.
Right.
It's already happened.
I didn't say anything disrespectful. He said, is that going to be a problem? I said, yes. That's it. And I walked away. I didn't think that was disrespectful. Me saying yes, I don't eat chicken salad. And I was like, is there another option? Walked in with pizza, and I was like, can I get a slice of pizza? He said no. I was like, he said, is that going to be a problem? I said, yes. That's all I said. I didn't say no cuss word, nothing. That's all I said. I promise you, no disrespectful on my dad's life. I promise you I didn't say nothing disrespectful. Yes.
And I appreciate you sharing that. But the matters, it's done.
Yeah.
It's done. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate your side, but
Good luck.
Man.
Sorry about it.
Someone's feelings, hurt feelings, are a distant second to the greater good of the team. And we've moved on and turned that page, and I'm happy we did it.
Jeez, cold game.
Yeah.
God damn.
It's a cold league.
It is. I wish there was some footage of this interaction he had. Whoever the staff member was.
It's the price of getting a ring.
In the USFL?
Yeah, one of these,
man. Whose pizza was the guy holding? Whose pizza was that?
Could we see the chicken salad?
Excuse me. I don't eat chicken salad, all right? I'm so sorry.
And was it
I don't do it. I just seen a guy walk in with pizza. I don't eat chicken salad. Is that going to be a problem? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't eat that. There's a pizza right there.
He asked for one slice.
Yeah.
Give me the box. Hey, can I just get like a piece of crust?
Please. Imagine
Those
how
Donatos. Those are tiny Donatos.
square.
Can I get a pizza Lunchables, maybe?
Please, can we think about what the story was told from the person that was selling the chicken salad or giving the chicken salad? Because that's the person who obviously ran up the pipeline. Listen to Devion Smith. This motherfucker. motherfucker. I read that handbook. What was line 46, coach? What was line 46? Fucking respect everybody. How about the chicken salad guy? That's me. I asked him, do you want chicken salad? He said, no, he doesn't eat chicken salad. I said, all we have is chicken salad. Then he had the gall to tell me that he's seen somebody walk in here with a fucking pizza. I said, while we got chicken salad, you have a problem? He said, yes, and then he flexed on me. And then he walked away. Like, imagine that side of it. Oh, the deed has already been done.
I don't like chicken salad. I feel for him. I don't like chicken salad
Do we think
at
it's
all.
chicken salad like with lettuce or a chicken salad like macaroni and potato salad, like that type of chicken salad?
That's
like
what it sounds like.
Mayonnaise based.
I think it's probably the mayonnaise-based chicken salad.
I think I'd prefer the pizza over chicken salad too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, you might just want to spend like $15 and DoorDash yourself something next time.
It's USFL, dude. All right, we don't know what they're paying. Remember, some of these leagues in the past didn't pay till the end of the season. Remember, those guys got caught up in the fucking hotel with the bill.
Expenses, yeah.
What was that, the AFL or whatever?
Yeah.
They got
The
caught with
Lions.
the bill at the end of the
Really?
whole
Yeah, I
thing.
had some buddies playing. What was it back when they had a team in Nebraska?
Nebraska.
Remember whatever that UFL
The
was?
inaugural Joe Paul League.
The AAFL?
Nebraska had the
Hold on. The first one was back in the day. There was a lot of
UFL.
Yeah, the UFL. There was a lot of former NFL players that were good.
Matt
players that were
Overton
in
was
there.
Matt Overton was on that. He played with Maurice Claret, I believe.
Yeah, Maurice was there. Cato June was playing linebacker for something. Like, there's a lot of big name guys out there. My buddy Spence Havner played out there for a while, and he would text me through. I was like, "Yeah, man, we're just hoping to get paid. We've been here for 3 weeks or something." Like, it was stuff like that.
Yeah, there's always some back end business fuckery that's going on in these leagues. You know, that's why the XFL was so impressive, because it felt like with Vince's backing in the way Oliver was running it, they had all their ducks in a row. Like, people were getting paid, they had their own facilities, they had stadiums, they had things sold out, they had deals with 3 different networks and everything like that. That's why I think everybody had hopes for the XFL to work, because of, you know, if you have every TV network backing you basically, and an actual bank account that is public knowledge, because, you know, Alpha Sports or whatever was the company that created it, and everybody knew exactly how much money was put in there basically because it was a public thing from Vince. It's like, this one, I'll be real interested to see how it pans out. So it's only games in Birmingham?
So I did some reading. Training camp started March 22nd, so they've been there almost a month.
So 100 days is not accurate at all. Maybe that's when it changed.
And in the video, he said, I talked to you guys the first time on March 23rd or whatever. Every game is in Birmingham except for when the playoffs start, they go to Canton.
Wow. On the high school. So the same people going to that Birmingham show every single game?
Good question.
Yeah, and I assume they kind of dwindle as the weeks
You
go
just got to
on.
hope you got your diehards that really fell in love with the sport. And they're just playing back to back to back to back.
You got to invite every elementary school in the state, pretty much.
That's what I thought.
Smart.
Here is a picture of chicken salad in Alabama.
Ooh.
That was pretty good.
Does it come with like the croissant?
Oh, if it came with a croissant.
I don't like the grapes that are in
This
it.
is from a restaurant in Alabama, in Birmingham.
Chips.
Okay. So we do not know if this is the USFL's chicken salad at the hotel they were staying at.
Very popular in the area.
A lot of chicken salads in my day. That looks very
It looks like a tuna.
interesting.
Doesn't look terrible though.
I'm intrigued to see.
It's too much.
It looks pretty terrible.
Tomato looks delicious.
Is anybody else in the USFL just going to invite him over to their hotel? You know what? You just
we got
get
sign
covered.
Oh, let's pick this
What'd
guy
you do?
up.
You didn't like chicken salad over there? We were at that Hilton the first week. Yeah, we understand. We fucking asked for the pizza too. Come join us. Like, what
I
happens?
think it's the same hotel though.
Oh,
I think they're all on
geez.
different floors of the same hotel.
Bubble situation?
This sounds
Do
awesome.
they all have the chicken salad?
Did anybody else ask for the pizza? Or was he the only one that saw the pizza get brought in?
Oh, maybe the
Probably.
pizza's from a different team. And that was disrespect.
Oh, who are they playing against? The Generals, the Commanders.
Vince
Hey,
Papali's
who's going
son
to play
is
in the
in the league.
XFL?
Hold on. Vince Papali's son is in the league.
Vinny
up.
Papali, I would imagine that pizza may have been around him. It might have been his pizza.
Holy shit.
Is there a Philadelphia team? Who's the
There is a Philadelphia team. He did not get picked by the Philadelphia.
Oh, what a dumb league. What?
Come on.
How do you not have Vince Papali's kid on the Philadelphia? You stupid idiot.
With Mark Wahlberg as the head coach.
Boom. Mark
This league
Wahlberg.
stinks.
Mark Wahlberg told me yesterday to download the Hallow app to pray every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you?
He did?
I
How did he
did.
tell you that?
Well, I'm not going to pray every day, but if I do get
you
to
did,
a point
you would.
of when I'm going to pray every day, I'm downloading the Hallow app. I just like the fact that his Happy Easter video was
Is it Hallow or Halo?
It's a promotional video.
Hallow. Maybe it's Halo. He does have a Boston accent, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Hollow.
I'm not sure, but I did watch it. Anyways, Mark Wahlberg doesn't have time to coach in the USFL. All right, but if Vince Papali's kid is in the league, you put him on the Philly team.
Yeah.
Get his ass traded to a different hotel down there.
I think he's on Tampa Bay team.
The location of the cities
yeah.
also does not matter at all because
No, you're just you're leasing the name. Did they have to talk to Governor or Mayor Ravenstall, whatever his name is, in Pittsburgh?
I don't know. I just know they turned this hotel into a football facility.
think
Like there's
he's-
a weight room in the hotel. They cleared out like the banquet hall, put a bunch of weights in there.
The meeting rooms look sweet.
That's awesome.
Okay, that's great to hear.
By sweet, I mean
Terrible.
What?
So hearing all
It's
this
the USFL.
At what point do you think the guys who are there were like, God, this was a huge fucking mistake. Why am I doing this?
So the guys who play, I think they just enjoy playing. I might be mistaken, but everybody that I talked to that was in the AAFL, that was the one I think.
The Alliance, right?
Yeah, Polian and Polo
Yeah.
That executive's kid, whatever his name is, that started the XFL. That one, I had friends that were playing in that league DMing me while they were playing in it, like, hey, there's some fucked up shit going on, basically. Like, hey, we haven't been paid and all this. And I'm like wondering why they're still doing it. Like, they just want to, I think they just want to, in hopes of a check coming and still playing football, they're good. So I don't think you're going to hear a lot of the players be like, oh, this was a mistake during the whole thing. These stories will come afterwards. And maybe the USFL isn't a mistake. Maybe this thing goes on and really breaks ground and is trailblazing in the coverage of the sport. You know, they got drones flying around out there. They got POV cams on helmets. That looked awesome. A lot of good stuff. The chip in the ball,
That's
first
sweet.
down.
There we go.
There's a lot of good stuff. Joining us now, a man who might know if the NFL will adapt any of these processes into the NFL. Senior NFL insider for the NFL Network and NFL.com. Host of the weekly wrap-up with Rap Sheet and Friends. Us being friends, he being Rap Sheet. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport.
What's up?
Hey, Rap Sheet, the NFL have like a surprise urgent meeting this morning because they're scared to death the USFL is going to take all their fans?
Not. I'll have to check on the veracity of that report. I have not heard that.
Okay.
I'll have to check with my sources. I did see it was on, and I did see they got some fans. I didn't watch any of it. How were the games?
Yeah, Ian, Ian, listen, we get it, okay?
No, I was very busy Sunday, Saturday, whatever day it was.
Yeah, okay, Ian,
like
we
it.
get it. Okay, Mr. NFL guy, NFL insider. We
Well,
watched.
hold on. Was it, how watchable was it? For real?
Okay, so 4 or 5 plays, 6 plays.
Yeah.
Then I kind of went away, then come back, 4, 5, 6 plays. Then you kind of go away, and then you turn it back on, and it's basically a hard knocks happening of the entire league.
Yeah.
And you watch for a little bit. Guy gets cut for choosing pizza over chicken salad. And some other stuff happens. I mean, it's an
Seems
interesting
unfair,
league.
but what do I know?
Yeah, I hope he ends up on. That guy's a good player.
He is a good
And that's
player.
the USFL standard.
Yeah, he's so high.
know.
Line 46.
Exactly.
Don't be picking pizza over fucking chicken salad. All right, because we'll turn this into chicken shit real quick. Anyways, Ian, let's talk about the NFL, okay? We're happy football's here. We're happy there's an opportunity for a lot of great players that are in that league to maybe put some more film on to end up in the NFL. Just seems going to be difficult when there's no quarterbacks left, when all the NFL has everybody. Unless Kurt Warner comes through. That's
right.
If Kurt Warner comes through, that'll be fantastic. Let's talk about the NFL, sir. Whenever you hear about the Trey Lance situation, what is your mindset there? I believe Bleacher Report wrote a whole article on it. It was a Jeremy Fowler report that Trey Lance is acting as if he is the starter for the San Francisco 49ers. Jeremy Fowler's reporting, meanwhile, Trey Lance has been working out in the Bay Area. I'm told that he's got indications, at least informal indications, from the team that he'll be the guy next year. He's set to be that. Now, whether that means that they would still keep Garoppolo and that could change the dynamic, impossible, by the way. They say possibly. That would be impossible. But right now, Lance is going to be the starter. With how beloved Garoppolo is in that locker room and his energy and how positive he is, I think that would be an interesting decision. Is this what you're hearing as well in San Francisco? And is this a draft night trade potentially?
First of all, let me start with one of the other things you said. I'm not so sure it's impossible that Garoppolo comes back and attends training camp with the 49ers, and then we'll see what happens, right? Because he's still not going to be able to throw until June. That is if everything goes perfectly well, right? So he's coming back from very serious shoulder surgery, right shoulder. It was a torn capsule, I believe, kind of outside or on his rotator cuff. So it wasn't rotator cuff surgery, but it was kind of around it. If everything goes perfect, he's throwing in June. If everything doesn't go perfect, he's throwing in July, probably. So who is going to trade for him that didn't get a quarterback in the draft? And then let's play this forward a little bit. Let's say I don't know what Trey Lance is going to be. The people in San Francisco really, really, really like the potential. They think he is going to be great, but we don't know. Let's say Garoppolo shows up and just like last year was the better quarterback. How do you not play him? Like, that's the thing about, like, once he shows up, players know if someone is, like, who's better. They all know, right? I mean, you guys both know. It's not like coaches say, oh, this guy's better, and players go, oh, okay. Players know. So what if he's better?
Yeah, well, politics dive into that every once in a while, but I understand what you're saying. Go ahead, AJ.
Unfortunately, yes.
Ian, I know I think every time you're on here, I ask you about Baker Mayfield, but I'm more intrigued by the day of what may happen with him. We know Robbie Anderson has Instagram comments saying he doesn't want him there. All this stuff surrounding him. Who wants Baker Mayfield?
You started all this shit, by the way, Ian. Whenever you reported on this show, then Mary Kay reported it. Then that report was the one that Robbie Anderson actually commented no to. Sorry about that, AJ. But yes, this is all because of Ian Rappaport's report that it feels like Carolina and Baker are going to happen, even though Baker said that Carolina probably not going to happen. Go ahead. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, Ian.
So I would say it doesn't feel to me like Seattle is going to happen as of now. We'll see. Maybe they don't come away with a quarterback in the draft. Maybe if Baker Mayfield doesn't get traded by next like Tuesday, Wednesday, he could get traded Friday if a team who wanted one doesn't come away with one. So that'll be something to watch maybe like the day after the draft. So we'll kind of put a pin in that and wait for that one. The Carolina one is interesting to me because if he is going to get traded before the draft, Carolina is the most likely option. If Carolina doesn't do it, then I think he just waits. So for Carolina, what they're doing right now is they're evaluating all the quarterbacks. They got Sam Howell in today, and they'll make a decision. Would I rather trade for Baker Mayfield and some of his big salary, or would I rather take Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett or someone at number 6? And if Mayfield isn't traded by then, like, it could be a minute. Like, he could also show up at training camp with the Browns, and that would be slightly awkward, but it is what it is.
There's no way he goes to the voluntary workouts. I don't think he should probably, but the people.
But mandatory though could show up at mandatory.
Have to, I think, kind of right, unless you want to eat quite a big salary fine. And then could they get him for his whole thing if they could find him for anything? I wonder.
They could tell him to stay away, couldn't they?
Oh, they did that with OBJ.
Yeah, I mean, they could do like an excused, we're not going to fine you, but don't show up to minimize the distraction. We've seen that before. But similar to the Garoppolo thing, let's take this forward. I don't know if Deshaun Watson is going to be suspended. I don't know when he is going to be suspended. But there is obviously a possibility that his civil situation, if there is any sort of settlement, wraps up before the season. So it is in the realm of possibility that Deshaun gets suspended at some point for however many games this year. If you're the Browns, wouldn't you kind of rather have Baker Mayfield as your starting quarterback for 4 games or whatever, 6 games? It's not ideal.
Jacoby, right?
Yeah. Brissett.
They got Jacoby Brissett there as well. Real quick, sounds like you think that's going to happen right there?
Which one?
Deshaun's settlement before season starts?
I don't know enough to say whether or not that's going to happen. I know it's possible, and he considered it before the Dolphins almost traded for him. So just in my mind, my opinion, if he considered it then, might he consider it now to get it over with and just kind of be done? Possibly.
Okay, so by the way, the way you said that, we all in here were like, "Oh, that sounds like," because Ian does have to balance what he knows, what he doesn't know.
Right.
He knows stuff from other people that could potentially infer some things, which leads us to this. Are you working again like this week? Because remember last week, we went to Harry Potter World, Pez Candy thing, and golfing at Black Page, right?
Yep.
Or Beth Page Black, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So this week, we're actually going to get some stuff like, hey, what's going on with Detroit? What's going on with Aiden Hutchinson and Travon Walker? Things changing. Like, is this information maybe you're tapped into as opposed to Harry Potter? And
we're grinding.
Okay.
No, this is I don't know if you know this. The draft is like in less than 2 weeks.
Oh,
Wow.
Serious? Yeah, 10 days away, Ian. Welcome back to football, dude.
Days away. There it is. The draft's spectacular.
Yeah, that's right.
I will not be tuned in, but
What the hell's that about?
Hell?
I didn't get my invite, although I guess I'll be somewhat busy.
Yeah. We'll be reporting your tweets for sure.
Of course.
Yeah, you'll be a part
I'll
of it.
wave to you guys. I'll do a little I'll do the thing where like, John Stockton used to do where you're like, or who was that? Who used to rub his chin to tell his kids hi?
Jason
or rub his
Kidd.
cheek, basketball player?
Yeah, Jason. I don't know.
I'll wave hi to you guys.
Steve Nash.
Stockton has been in the news.
It was some sort of, I don't know. Anyway, Search the internet can look that up.
Joe Montana.
The Detroit.
Don't say hello to us, by the way. We don't care, Ian. Okay, do what you got to do. We'll report your tweets. What is going on with the top of the draft? Is there any real shakeup, or is this all smoke screen?
So Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett are visiting the Lions this week. And I've been spending my last several hours trying to figure out what that means. And it either means one of two things, which are completely opposite. The Lions have a real legitimate interest in a quarterback at number 2, or they have no interest, and they want to make sure if a quarterback comes around at 32 that they're prepared. I think one of those things is true. I just don't know which. And if the Lions take one at number 2, everyone in the world has spent this whole time, you've heard it, talking about how bad this quarterback class is, right? Oh, it's not, the high-powered class. There's not Trevor Lawrence. Sure. But if the Lions take one at 2, we're going to get several quarterbacks in the first round because everyone is going to scramble up to make sure they get their guy. That is one of the major inflection points and possible surprise of the draft.
MCDC could rattle up the whole place. Can't wait to see it. Kenny Pickett in town, Malik Willis on the way. Who would they pick, by the way? That'd be a big deal, especially with this conversation, because, like you said, none of these quarterbacks were worth a single thing. And then, boom, who goes number 2 overall? This person had to be clearly ahead of everybody else, even though it sounds like nobody has a clue in that situation. Evan Fox, here we go. Jared Goff on the way out. Go and mentor this kid.
I mean, Pickett's hands are too small. MCDC ain't picking him. There's
Whoa. You think he's a big hand guy?
Yeah, absolutely.
We need to figure this out.
Rap Sheet, what's going on with Hutchinson, though? It sounds like he's not going number 1 now, or what's happening there?
So Hutchinson today is at the Lions, actually doing a visit. Drove over there a couple hours, or whatever it was, 45 minutes from Ann Arbor. So he's doing a visit, and I would say if he is, you look at the mock drafts, and some are really good, some are not really good. We're not going to know, but almost everyone has Hutchinson going number 2 if he doesn't go number 1. So I think that's something to, figure he's going to go early. But the Jaguars ahead of him are just as interesting because I think everyone assumed Hutchinson would go number 1. He is smart. He is safe. He also, if you're trying to build something, is a rock star leader, locker room guy, not in the corny sense, but in the dudes really like him sense. So as a number 1 trend setting or what do you call it? Foundation setting pick, I think he'd be really good. But the Trayvon Walker one is I think one the Jaguars are going to be wrestling with. My colleague Mike Garafolo always compares Trayvon Walker to Aldon Smith on the field as far as just, not in production, but as far as just length and kind of what he looks like.
So not really on.
Trent Baalke had Aldon Smith. So that is the one where you're going to say, I'm not sure we're going to know who's going number 1 till right up into the draft, and that could change some things as well.
I'm excited to break some news, hopefully, draft day on who's going where. You know what I mean, Rap? I mean, last year, Mac Jones at 3 was all but certain until day of draft. And then, boom, he falls down to New England, and everybody wonders, how the hell did this happen again? Go ahead, Tone.
Ian, there was reports of wide receivers that are potentially looking for new deals and that are not going to participate in workouts. What's the update on those guys?
Yeah, I think that's right. Although I think DK probably is going to go. I think McLaurin will be there. I think all of that is true. I don't get too into the OTAs thing because really, you guys know, it's you run some sprints, you do some lifting, all the stuff that Pat does in his spare time. That's really what OTAs is. It's very, very, very voluntary. And I think thanks to the virtual workouts of the last couple of years, I think it's probably more voluntary than it's ever been because coaches realize, we can have a season if all our guys don't show up in April. It's probably fine. So I think those guys are just being safe and staying away. But the receiver market has gone crazy. It is the position to get paid now. So I think all of those teams that have those top receivers from A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf and Deebo Samuel have a decision to make. And it's the same one that the Bills and the Raiders and the Chiefs wrestle with is, do I pay this guy or do I get a bunch of draft picks for him and let someone else pay him? We got 10 days till the draft, and I think some of that will play out before that. I'm not sure Deebo Samuel will play out before that. Might be a minute. But that's definitely one of the biggest storylines of the offseason.
Are you saying that strictly because the way the Niners operate or because somebody told you that?
My sense is I was kind of the Deebo Samuel thing, and you know how contracts work. It could happen
Well, I know how contracts work more than you know how contracts work.
Most certainly do.
Yeah, no. Ian, you've been reporting them fantastically, but what are you saying about Debo, though? Go ahead.
No, so I don't get the sense any decision on what the 49ers will do is imminent. Like, I don't think it's like, all right, if they don't do a deal before the draft, then they're definitely going to trade him. Like, it doesn't feel like that to me. Like, when I poke around, people go, yeah, like, I'm not sure anything's coming soon. I'm like, okay, well, that means they're probably closer to training camp when we get a decision.
That's because Chris Ballard operates like SEAL Team 6.
That's right.
Nobody knows anything Chris Ballard's doing. Debo's coming to the Colts. Can't wait
Hell
for it.
yeah.
Welcome to the Colts, Debo. You're going to love us. Just like Gilly Locke. Stephon Gilmore. Welcome to lockdown time.
The Gilmore, we all want to break where all these visits are going and which free agents are going. The Gilmore Colts visit broke from the transaction wire. Like, it just popped up on the wire and nobody announced. That's
Chris Ballard.
Ballard.
Lasagna.
Yeah, Chris Ballard says, no, we're going to break nobody's going to break this news. We're actually sick of this. Nobody breaks the news. We'll have the goddamn wire do it. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, rap sheet. Is Dougie Kayed the authority on... Jesus.
Kide.
Is he the...
Kide.
Dougie Kide. Okay. Is he the authority...
Is it not Kayed?
That's what...
Well, it's Kide, I believe, because I looked at his profile. It said, pronounced like died. D-Y-E-D. Unless that's Died.
Diet, yeah.
No, I think that's died.
Died?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
Does Contract Dougie know everything about the QB contracts? Because he's saying Kyler and Lamar are going to warrant 40 and a half a year. Is that what you're hearing?
I think they better want that much. If they do not want that much, they should rethink a lot of things. I think, that's probably the...
What, you're saying this is obvious? No.
No way.
No. That guy did not deserve that. That guy did not deserve that. Literally, I looked at it. I'm like, all right, okay. The fact that they put
he's
Doug...
such a nice guy, too.
I don't know him. I assume he is.
He's such a nice guy.
But them just stamping that like, hey,
yeah, I know.
Fucking Doug Kide said it. It's like, all right, dude. Like, I appreciate Doug Kide. I respect Doug Kide because I assume he works for Pro Football Focus. But the way they set up that graphic as if it was like Bill fucking Polian or like that's basically what I was like. Oh, Doug Kide. Okay, got it. Doug.
That is in vogue now in the social media world. If someone says something, you put it on a graphic, you stamp it on there, and you put that on Instagram. You watch the likes roll in.
Well, Bill Belichick said it. Like that's what they acted like Doug Kide was.
Yeah.
And no, I love Doug Kide, but Pro Football Focus has this incredible confidence that I wish I could walk around with one time. I love them because they got all the stats. I do. I enjoy the way they operate. I am a big time follower. That's why when I saw Doug Kide, I was like, well, fuck, all right. Doug Kide said it. Let's go ahead and go for it. But this next, they're going to continue to go up, right? And the Derek Carr model wasn't fully guaranteed, although Deshaun was and Kirk's was. Do you think quarterbacks are going to start going that way? Is that what you're hearing from agents? They're going to attempt to do that or no?
Yeah, I think so. The Derek Carr contract was good for him, and I know the Raiders wanted to structure it like that to give themselves some flexibility. I think for Derek Carr, who, Vic Tafer from The Athletic wrote a really good article about Carr's mindset and why it was important to him to take that kind of deal. It was really about doing what was best for the team to make sure that they had his best chance to win as possible. That was Carr's mindset. For him, I think that deal was absolutely fine. It's going to be more interesting when you see what is the next deal. Like, does Kyler Murray get done? I don't get the sense anything's imminent there, but how close to fully guaranteed does he get? And then, does Lamar Jackson do a deal at all anytime soon? We are in this weird waiting game where it seems like the Ravens would like to engage. Lamar's like, I'm good. I'll just kind of focus on whatever. And I don't know when they're going to get together. And, every agent, all the agents want to talk about Lamar Jackson because he does not have one. But they say, well, how could he put himself at risk? I hope somebody has educated Lamar Jackson of the risk versus the reward. It is a risk. Kirk Cousins did it, got unbelievably, unprecedentedly rewarded for waiting. So that's kind of what we're doing with Lamar. The waiting game is interesting.
I love that the agents, because they've never had any bad deals. They're worried about Lamar's deal not being good for everybody else. Go ahead, AJ.
Ian, what's the relationship like between Kyler and the front office in Arizona? If he signs an extension, is everything good again? Or, hey, we're good to go, we don't have any beef?
I think they'll be okay. I'm not so sure it's like everything's great, like come in and hugs, but what happens is after you go through the stress of a deal and it sucks. Like I imagine these high stakes contract negotiations are probably miserable for all sides. Like when I talk to agents or GMs or players in the middle of it, everyone seems to hate all of it, right? And then it gets done and it might take a little bit, but he wants to be there and the team wants him there, and they are in a good place to win a lot of games going forward. And they've taken big steps over the last 3 years, kind of incrementally. So I think once it gets done, assuming it does get done, it's all going to be fine. But Eric Burkhart, the agent, has made sure that it will not be done quietly. And he has been very boisterous about what he thinks and what he wants. So we will see going forward.
FaZe Clan's only growing too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, FaZe.
That team can pay too.
Oh yeah,
that team's got a big bank behind them. You know what I mean, Rap?
They're unfazed.
No.
You don't know about FaZe Clan?
Should I?
Dude.
Oh my God.
FaZe Clan could put a football team together and beat any of the USFL teams.
Yeah.
You could.
Probably.
Is that an analytics
And then throw a
consortium?
pizza party on
Imagine
top
Brawny running. You got Destroying on that team. Kyler's running fucking quarterback.
Ben Simmons a tight end.
They would honestly listen. They would wipe the floor.
Yeah.
With the entire USFL.
Is this an esports team?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But they got guys.
They got guys though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, FaZe Clan, dude.
Didn't they win against Brett Favre?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Favre was slinging it.
All right, we got nothing else really. Tom Brady in the his documentary's ending next Tuesday. Is that what's happening?
I'm sure they had to redo a lot of it.
Are we going to see? Hold on, are we going to see the Miami thing?
Ooh.
I saw that you said tomorrow Tuesday, but then I saw he tweeted next Tuesday.
So it's probably next Tuesday.
No, but I don't know if you saw the updated one because the fucking algorithm with the late tweets.
Yeah.
I was seeing shit from 4 days ago.
Oh yeah.
Hey, listen,
The algorithm.
It's like
I
IG.
mean, it makes me want to never tweet about anything in game ever again because I'll see people's tweets like about the end of the Celtics game. Like I woke up this morning, I'm like, is there a game going on? Like, I cannot deal.
I can't deal either. What are they doing over there, Ian? What's going on?
I mean, I assume they're going to fix it. They've been saying they're going to maybe they'll get an edit button. That would help. They're doing a lot of things.
Yeah, but only like one or two characters, right? You can't change because if you were able to edit an entire tweet, you could really do some damage.
Yeah.
I only need a couple characters. I mean, how many misspellings and grammatical gaffes am I going to do? It's like one per tweet. I don't want to have to redo the whole thing.
I agree completely. I'm on your side in that thing as an OG on Twitter, but a lot of people are asking for an edit thing so they can explain themselves if they fuck up a tweet as well. So
No.
I think that we don't need that. Yeah, we don't need that. We just need the couple letters changed here or there. Any news coming from your Twitter account over the next couple of days that we should expect now that you're back working?
I would say hopefully a lot of draft scuttlebutt will be the focus from now until
Scuttlebutt.
rumors, scuttlebutt. Buzz could be some buzz. Whispers.
Hey, we like good buzz coming out from Matt.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead, Tom.
And with your people that you know, we trying to figure out where Elias is too, because we got Ezekiel coming on later, and we got no fucking clue where
Yeah,
Elias is.
Ezekiel is Elias's younger brother. We haven't seen Elias like a year.
And that is
You son of a bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rappaport. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Rap Sheet.
Jesus.
Are you serious with that? What he just did there, AJ? What is that bullshit?
That's a great question by Diggs
It
to really
was.
throw him off at the end.
Well, he's an insider.
Yeah,
he should know.
If anybody knows where Elias is, it would be Rap Sheet. He seems to know everything that really surrounding all sports, or is he strictly football?
Well, I think he's strictly NFL, it sounds like, but he has also done some. Remember during COVID, he was doing like some South African.
Oh, that's right.
He was tapping into his sources in South Africa to see how long the Omicron variant was hitting for. So I believe he's not scared to dabble outside, but it's mostly because of the NFL, which, who knows, maybe Ezekiel makes it in the NFL too.
Yeah.
He could be in the next USFL. You know,
Sam Roberts, the WWE Rap Sheet. Is he like the insider for them?
No, there's a dude named
This is Elias?
Sean Ross Sapp is a guy. He's a big
It's Ezekiel,
insider. That's Ezekiel, by the way.
Yeah.
This dude is jacked.
Ryan Satin is another insider over there.
So maybe he knows.
I think there's a few others. I don't want to leave anybody off. Fiend for Follow is a good follow.
I mean, maybe we call the cops.
For Elias?
We haven't seen a person in a year. I would hope somebody reached out.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that is something, especially Nick, as a guy who was like one of his best friends.
Maybe
in
his
high school.
brother. What if your brother was missing a year? I would have probably let the cops know maybe 9 months in.
But we talked about this. We didn't see Ezekiel much growing up.
Might have been estranged. Yeah, I'm not sure. But that's Elias. You got to remember, guy's a drifter. That's what he does.
Yeah.
He disappears into the night. He drifts.
Yeah, so we're kind of used to that. That motherfucker just see you later, 4 weeks later, come back to school. It's like, how's this guy not getting suspended? Well, he's a drifter.
Yep.
So that's the thing about him.
That's
You know?
who he is.
We're like, hey, how's your family? He's like, well, I haven't seen him in a month because I haven't seen you guys either. I just
Walked onto a train somewhere, disappeared, came back a month later. Who knows?
I learned how to play the guitar too, and look how yoked I am. Holy shit, what happened?
It was great.
And then he just disappear again for like 4, 5, 7 weeks at a time. He'd come back more strong.
Well, he's
better
drifting
at the-
again.
Better. Oh, there's the drifter.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
So what time is his brother coming on?
2:30 Eastern Standard, but we don't know if he's due diligent or not.
Yeah,
Like,
hopefully.
true.
Yes.
we have no idea how his punctuality is. We assume very wholesome because allegedly that is Ezekiel. We don't know him though. We don't know.
Okay.
He's got a lie
Does he
detector
have-
test tonight.
Does he have a last name?
Well,
Also curious about that. That was what I was thinking.
yeah, Elias's last name was Sampson, but we don't know if he picked that up on a road or not.
It's
Plus,
possible,
if
yeah.
he's an estranged brother, then there's a chance he has a different last name.
Yeah.
All these things we're going to ask, and then tonight lie detector test. So
Like who is giving it to him?
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, this guy.
Massive
he's
moment.
certified.
Yeah.
Well, he's probably going to have somebody with a suit on next to him. What are you
I gotta
talking about?
watch.
Heyman, maybe.
Paul Heyman will not be out there for this.
It's gotta be tough taking a lie detector in front of all those people.
Paul Heyman will not be out there.
What?
We got to get to a break.
Why not?
I would like to see Paul Heyman in a lie detector test scene.
Yeah.
By the way, I'd like to see Paul Heyman in a lot of different situations.
Why?
I can guarantee he will not be out there for
God
that.
damn it.
I don't really know much about what goes on off him, but I can guarantee that he ain't going to be making an appearance that way.
Shit.
Good to know.
You're an inside.
What if he does, though? What if they hear this and they're like, all right, listen, just as a quick fuck you, can we get you to
Bring it, Heyman.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, we're back in 4. That Ezekiel conversation is going to be electrifying.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait.
Then we got more NFL stuff to talk about, and the phone lines are full, okay? So whenever we answer one and then hang up on somebody, you call in at 1-833-4-McAfee. We will hit the 5-hour energy phone line on the other side. This is the Pat McAfee Show. Hey, we're up to something big. Hey, we're up to something big, AJ. We are up to something. This is the coolest moment of the history of my existence. I think people are going to be startled. It's a joke, and I can't thank everybody enough, honestly. I'm up to something. It is a big time day. Let's go. Not only are we going back to Plum to do something cool, but today is the day that our heater horse has arrived for the Super Bowl. It's a pretty big deal. You know, whenever you get a chance to give back to where you're from, especially a place that helped create me and mold me, I'm very, very lucky to do it. I'm lucky to be from here, and it seems like the only smart thing to do would be give back.
Stinks here, huh?
What's up, Kennywood, dude? Kennywood is named after Kenny's Woods. A man named Kenny owned the hill in the woody area. They turned it into an amusement park, which is a Yinzer staple. So Jeezy actually shouts out this area we are in currently. I think life can be much simpler whenever you just take care of your people, enjoy your life, and do your thing, and that's all we're trying to do. You know, growing old, slowly dying. How about you? How's everybody? I'm gonna give a full lead up to how I got to where I'm at. I think I'm very lucky to be from here. If you're a kid that has walked through these halls, you understand something that not a lot of people do. I think Plum is a much different place than everywhere else. And there's Nick up there. Go look at Nick, how pissed off he is. This past summer, I was driving through here because I was here for an event, and Angelo Bolino, little blonde-haired kid, was kicking on the same field that I used to kick on as a child. And he had like 2 balls and a holder. And I was watching him kick, and then he would go shag for himself, and then he would come back and kick. And the easy question is, if he had 10 balls, how much better could Angelo Bolino be? If I would have been able to have 10 balls, 15 balls, new cleats, knew everything, chances to go to camps with my teammates and everything, what could have happened. So I said to myself, literally after meeting with Angelo, great season, by the way, dude. I said, if I ever get a chance, I'm going to try to take care of the potential humans and kids that were in my exact position in Plum. I'm going to give $200,000 to the Plum area soccer. I'm going to give $150,000 to the PMFA youth football. I'm going to give $100,000 to the baseball youth. I'm going to give $100,000 to the lacrosse. And then we're going to have $2 million in this fund that'll just start. And hopefully it'll only go on from there.
Sweet stuff for sports. Just anything to make everybody's, the teams and the players' lives easier, better. Trying to streamline the entire process of taking care of the athletes at Plum High School is kind of what it's all about.
Hey, you too. Wow, dude, that was cool.
All right, Narani, like the indie. You're going to have a lot of people that have never accomplished anything in their life tell you that what you're thinking about doing isn't possible. Just because they don't think they could accomplish it doesn't mean anything to you. Cheers, everybody. Hey, we're all Mustangs here. Let's go. Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show. Today's show is presented by Cash App.
Yeah.
Cash App couldn't be easier to use. From sending money to your buddies to buying Bitcoin, they've simplified everything. You can even buy pieces of stocks or Bitcoin with as little as $1. Yeah, $1 gets you in the game of the future.
Okay,
Like
100
that.
pennies.
I will say, I don't know where you should put it. Honestly, don't know much about stocks. There's only one stock I've invested in over my life, and that's a good time.
Hell yeah.
It's paid off every time.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how it'll be in the end. Long run, probably not the best decision, but you can get into the stocks game or the Bitcoin game. Get into the future with just as little as $1 with our friends at Cash App, who make it very easy. Literally just, boom, you're in the game.
Done. Thank you.
It's the best finance app in the world, and we appreciate their help with our giveaways. Remember, Winner Wednesday, when we announce all the winners from the past week's giveaway. Look forward to that. I think last week we gave away a shit ton of money on Wednesday. CFO Phil still texting about maybe less giveaways.
Sorry, Phil.
CFO Phil, Chief Financial Officer, and even he would say Cash App, the easiest way to do finance stuff.
Hell yeah.
If you aren't on Cash App yet, go use code McAfee for $15 as soon as you sign up. That's code MCAFEE for a free $15. Terms apply. We don't know what the terms are.
No.
But they do apply, okay? So look out for them. Right, AJ?
I'm sure you have to accept the terms, right, before you sign up.
Yeah, and I used to be somebody that really took a stand. Like, nah, I'm not doing it. Okay, I'm going to read through this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, we all quit doing that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Do you accept the terms? Yup. What's that? South Park. Those terms really got him.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they did.
And that is something that could happen to all of us. We'd never know because we've all just accepted to fucking expedite the process of getting to where I need to go on my phone right now.
Bingo.
End up in the human centipede.
Oh, no.
Well, that was South Park.
Yep.
Jesus.
That was line 46 of the USFL.
Fine print.
Bro, how about him say line 46? Did he make them remember that whole thing?
And it seemed pretty like it wasn't real detailed and specific. Like, hey, if you do this, you're out of here. It's like, hey, you can't be disrespectful to anybody.
No way.
Line 46, dude. What was the first 45 where the don't be disrespectful to anybody, took precedence? How do you expect a guy to understand
Number one, be on time. Okay, now where do we go?
All right, now let's go to number 2. When on time, be attentive. All right, roll number 3.
Have a pencil pouch with you.
Okay, have 2 pencil pouches just in case one pencil pouch isn't enough. All right, 45 fucking rules before we got to don't be a disrespectful fucking asshole to anybody.
Yeah.
What?
It's right there. It's right there, number 46. He says.
You remember?
Oh man. That's like those NCAA fucking presentations they used to have us go through. Do you remember that?
The compliance meetings you would have, they're brutal.
We clearly told you. Were you not in the meeting? We clearly told you in hour 7 line 1,647 that you do not own your name. Why are you even thinking about signing something and them selling it for money? You fucking asshole. That was also on lines 1 through 4,000 every single time. I mean, those things used to be brutal. We'd sign whatever, too. They'd force you to.
Yeah, you're trying to get out of this 3-hour meeting because you probably have your first free time of the week coming up.
Man, that's like humans will react a certain way. For instance, it's come out about the Commanders now. The Commanders have answered and said that old buddy that was speaking, Friedman, the vice president, his office was an hour and a half away from our main office, which is where all the accounting was handled. This dude wouldn't know shit about fuck. That's basically what they came out and said. But following up what was being alleged against the Commanders that the Commanders have denied and said that this person wouldn't even have knowledge of is that they would like withhold things from people or make money very difficult to get. Like if something's difficult, humans mostly aren't going to do it. No, I think that's what we're realizing. That's why like terms and acceptance, it's just like if it's easy, most people are just going to be like, yup, let's fucking do
Yeah,
this.
I'm not reading that 40 pages.
You
Not
want
a
me
chance.
to send 4 emails to get my deposit back from my season tickets that I've already got and spent 50x what this deposit is?
No, thanks.
I don't have the time. Who has the time? Like that is really what happens.
That's why Amazon. Don't you think that's why Amazon took over the world? Because one click, you can buy everything so easy. You don't have to enter your information anymore.
Hey, this will come right to your house on a drone, dude. Yeah. In 20 minutes. Hey, do you need that right now? Yup. Which one? Just press the button. Boom. Confirm. Boom. We'll charge your card that's already on your phone so you don't even have to worry about it. And then a drone. Holy shit.
Here we go.
That was easy. Now people are going to space and they got NFL rights. We're back for hour 3 on the other side. We'll answer some phone calls and talk about more in the sports world. See ya. Nailed it. All right, let's go to some phone calls.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to Blake in Texas. What's going on, Blake?
What's up, Pat, boys? AJ, how are y'all doing?
Hey, keep it moving.
Keep moving.
I actually have a question about something that Rappaport said. He said if Jimmy's surgery went perfect, he would be throwing around June or July. What are the odds that, that surgery doesn't really go perfect and he pushes it back and, season starts and that shoulder's just not quite feeling right? And he just waits until Trey Lance sucks and comes back like Stone Cold at WrestleMania.
Well, maybe like Jesus coming out of a cave, I think would have been a good reference, especially with what yesterday was significant of. But the thought that he said if it doesn't go perfect, he'll be back in July. If it does go perfect, he'll be back in June, right?
Yeah.
I believe it was both before training camp he'd be back in. But it is always interesting in projecting of rehabs because you're just going off of somebody else's surgery that has been before, and your muscles and body might be completely different. Now, there's obviously enough data to project an accurate whatever. You fucking get it. I mean, Carson Wentz was projected to be out for 6 years. He came back in a week and a half.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that just happened last season. Projections are always, very fascinating. Guys beat projections, and then guys that don't beat projections are looked at in a certain way, even though it might not be their, whatever. We can move along. He's back before the season. If he's not able to be moved, he's going to be their starter, right? I mean, like, are we all just staring down the same thing? He's going to be their starter. Did he forget how to run the offense? Did people fall out of love with him? Did he?
Well, but what does Trey Lance look like throughout OTAs and minicamps? Can he do enough to where they feel like, okay, he is ready to roll? We do not. Maybe either Jimmy sits if he comes back healthy, or we try to move him, obviously.
And if you're going to try to move him, you would have to put him over a little bit, right, to increase his value.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you make him look better? You'd have to. Reports out of San Francisco is that Jimmy looks unbelievable. Like that would be how they would have to.
So if he didn't have surgery, do you think he'd be already traded to another team?
That's what everybody's saying, I think, right? That's what it seems like. Everybody's alluding to that the shoulder surgery.
It is a
really,
good year, man. For Jimmy, it's tough timing because it's a good year to be a free agent quarterback in his situation if he was healthy. But since he waited a month and a half, didn't he, after the season to get that shoulder surgery?
There was always those little questions about Jimmy because of how much he was the focal point of the offense for the Niners, although he does nothing but win and everybody loves him. I think just the added shoulder surgery, there was probably enough people in rooms of decisions being made that were like, and also he handed the ball off every single play, but 6 plays in the NFC Championship game. They literally won that game without him. I understand he's liked by everybody, and he has shoulder surgery. I bet you like those people who had a maybe stake in the conversation, they got a little bit louder with the shoulder surgery, and maybe that's why some people who were maybe in ended up not being in. I'm just saying that could easily have happened. That's not how I feel, but that could have easily happened in a room. You could see it.
Oh, yeah. And we even – who was it that said whoever they sign, they need them – they're going to have them throwing in the offseason program?
Oh, yeah, Colts.
The Colts, yeah. The Colts said whoever they sign, they want them to be able to run the program in the offseason. So I'm sure there's some of that too, even though it's like, what, month and a half, 2 months that you would miss out if Jimmy is coming back from the surgery, that you don't get to see him working with your number one offense. But still, you can wait.
Wait until you see Matt Ryan in an OTAs.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Guys throwing the ball around.
Don't they kind of already know what they have in Jimmy, though? It's
Yeah.
not like he's coming back and they're going to be like shocked by what, like he's been their quarterback for how long? And all last year we heard that they were maybe thinking about moving him. So do you think
He did a retirement speech.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Like, has Trey Lance made
retirement
enough of a jump where they are comfortable play? Like, we thought he was going to have packages all last year, and then he played 2-3 snaps.
Yeah, there was a couple of those plays where he throws back.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right, we got to get to a break. Hour 3 on the other side. We have no guests but people on the. Oh, we have Ezekiel.
Yes.
That's on me.
Eliza's younger brother.
I got to stop listening to dogs everywhere.
Younger brother?
Yeah.
Yes, younger brother. Talk to him about 25 minutes or so. Answer some phone calls and chit chat about more sports. We're back in 2.
McAfee with the right hand. There he made the same mistake Pat McAfee made earlier. There he is stunned on the second rope. What does McAfee do here? Whatever it takes. Apparently at this juncture, Pat McAfee now on the middle rope with Austin Theory. Now McAfee on the top rope. That has been so impressive. All the way to the top rope. Pat, you better be sure about this. Go for it all. You better be sure, Pat. Go for it all. Theory looking to counter. Theory a couple jabs there to the abdomen of McAfee. Lands on his feet. Wow. Theory can't believe it. He said, what the hell? I can't believe it. Austin Theory not sure what to do. Holy moly. Look at the agility. He just leaped to the top rope. You gotta be kidding me. That was sick. For the brand. And so is this. Superplex by Pat McAfee. Come on, Pat. Cover him. Cover him, Pat. Yes. For the win. For the win. Theory kicked out. Damn it. Oh. I believed in that moment, Michael. I believed in that moment that Pat McAfee was going to earn a victory over Austin Theory. But look at the athleticism of McAfee here. He leaps to the top rope, then he delivers a superplex. I knew Pat could move, but my God. Again, Byron, this is WrestleMania. This isn't his ring in his studio in Indianapolis, goofing around with McAfee's.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. This might be a little bit more of a serious voice because I have a serious announcement to make. Welcome back to the show. AJ Hawk to my left, your right. Tone Diggs, Toxic Table, Ty Schmidt, Boston Connor. Boston Connor, April 18th, regular day.
Conan O'Brien's birthday, actually.
Happy birthday, Conan O'Brien.
Conan.
Happy birthday, Conan. How do you know that?
Just
Boston
because I
guy,
looked
right?
it up. Yeah, Boston guy.
Oh, you just looked it up?
Massachusetts guy.
Well, let it be known that April 18th, although Conan O'Brien's birthday, will also be remembered for the day that we see a tweet that says this. Breaking! A federal judge in Florida has voided the national mask mandate covering airports, planes, and other public travel via the Associated Press, via @Breaking911, a news Twitter account. Breaking! We beat fucking COVID!
Keep that one going, though. Keep that one going. You get winded. So that federal judge in Florida, though, covers all of us. I know he can't hear.
Yeah, it's national.
My long COVID got me a little winded, but that long COVID is dead.
Does that take effect today, or do we wait? Like
that tweet went out. I read it.
Yeah, it's over. It was supposed to go from April 18th to May 3rd, the mask mandate, but ain't happening.
Federal judge named Catherine
Kimball Mizell.
Hey, shout out.
Thank you, Mizell.
Thank you.
Because it said fucking CDC.
We did it.
Exceeds their authority to try to fucking keep us in masks.
AJ, we did it. Didn't we?
I mean, this is a very big step in the process.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yes.
Goddamn right.
I don't got enough juice to do it again, but we did it, man. You know? Wow.
What percentage of the plane do you think will still be wearing masks?
Who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're
Fuck them. Put on sunglasses, too. I mean, this is just an announcement that, hey, we did it.
Here we go.
Back to normal.
You know, all the way back to the days of Joe Exotic and the Tiger King.
Hell yeah.
In the initial lockdowns, where we were seeing videos of big fishing nets being draped over top of people's heads.
Yeah.
And getting dragged into an apartment and sealed in quarantine and saying, hey, you go outside, that could happen to you.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that wasn't our country, but
Still.
what was our country for a long time was everybody just hanging out in their houses, not allowed to leave. That son of a bitch COVID just kept
That's
running.
still going on, though. That's still going on in some other countries. How does that affect us? Can we still travel over there? What do we do?
Well, Catherine Kimball Mizell said, don't you fucking worry about it. Hey, thank you.
Thank you, Catherine.
She waving or being sworn in?
I believe that looks like hand on Bible.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Happy Easter, Catherine, by the way.
It's fun for us.
Man, this is awesome. COVID was long, though. It was strong.
Yeah.
It was durable. It was gritty.
What?
That son of a bitch came back more times than Jesus. It was dead. It was over. We thought it was good times, and then boom, another variant came around. Then boom, another variant came around. And boom, another wave. Boom, another spike. Boom. Then Omicron came running wild. We said, oh, this is a soft-ass one.
Mm-hmm. Little bitch.
Little bitch-ass one.
Got him.
And then there was like rumblings from some medical community, and obviously every medical community is right. Somehow. We learned that the last 2 years.
Yes, we did.
Omicron's actually making everybody better because it's catching everything and it's actually helping combat against the other COVIDs. We could have never guessed that something like this would come along. But goddamn, Omicron's here and might save it. And here we are, April 18th. It's fucking over, dude.
Yeah! Hell yeah.
I'm so happy for everybody. The effects of this will be long-reaching. Kids had to stay in their homes for 2 years, not going to classrooms, not getting to see people in some places.
Not good.
Humans locked down, got scared to death of everybody else and everything going on. Habits are formed in like 21 days, let alone 2 years. There'll be ripple effects for what COVID did, but here we are, April 18th, down COVID to fucking officially suck it, dude.
Hell
yeah. What a day.
Dude, we should have known last week when Fauci said this is something we just got to live with now that it was almost there, and then Catherine fucking top rope.
Bang.
Or you mean when I said that and you guys said that I was throwing conspiracies out there?
What's that, AJ?
What he said about whatever Fauci said last week and you guys attacked me like it didn't happen.
That's because Fauci was nowhere to be found for a long time.
We fact-checked you.
Fauci's had 4 or 5 different runs in this COVID run. There's 5 seasons of that fucking guy.
Yeah.
You know?
So where does he go from here, though?
He's back.
He's back.
He just gave a precursor to the end of this thing. He's
Back.
trying to turn babyface.
Back to his lab.
Bro, he's babyface, heel, babyface, threw that pitch. Everybody's like, what? Kind of went away a little bit. Then heel. He was on that heel run for a long time. Then he disappeared. Came back babyface. Oh, 1 week around over.
Great storytelling.
Who, Fauci?
Yeah, Fauci.
Fauci, yeah, he has got depth, dude.
Yeah.
He slaughtered it.
Horrible pitcher, though.
Unbelievable run.
Yeah, cannot throw a baseball.
Cannot throw a baseball.
No.
Bad baseball.
So bad. Not an athlete.
Why would you agree to do that? If you know you can't throw, why would you agree to do it?
He was untouchable at the time. He's the biggest babyface on earth.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Thought he was going to eat you at 95 on the block.
Dude, how about him? What is 93.6 or something?
In full uniform. That's
He could still start for like every team in the majors.
If he wanted to.
If he wanted to.
He wasn't a pitcher, right?
No. Outfielder.
Just threw 93.6?
Oh, yeah. Absolute hose.
Burners.
That's awesome. How come when you throw opening pitches, you don't wear a full uniform?
That would be sweet, wouldn't it?
Try to gas it.
Yeah.
All right, now that we beat COVID, let's talk about. I mean, is there anything else to talk about?
I was gonna say,
What do we run dead air for the rest of the fucking show? Go outside.
Yeah.
Go outside. Go do something. Go hug somebody. Go hug somebody. Don't spit on somebody. That's disgusting. No, don't do that. But maybe shake a hand, dap somebody up. We're back.
Speaking of COVID being dead, you catch fucking Bristol dirt race?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that?
Fucking dirt race at Bristol. What are you talking about?
So they brought in, did they bring in dirt for that track, or is it always a dirt track?
Nah, they brought in the dirt.
Indiana kid, by the way.
That's a lot.
Homo dirt. Good, led that entire thing.
Hell yeah.
Not surprised who won that one.
Who won it?
KY.
Did he really?
Yes.
Of course.
Put him on dirt.
Is Kyle running? Fucking Kyle's winning.
I
Rowdy.
thought Tony Stewart's the dirt track dude.
Well, Tony Stewart, he smoked. Yeah, he is dirt track. He doesn't race no more, though.
Yeah.
No, he never races anymore. I saw his house is for sale.
Well, yeah, we're not diving all the way back into that, okay? All right.
I'm not either, but I'm saying I thought he still drove every once in a while.
What'd you say, Zito? You said something? Oh, there's breaking news also in the sports. Now, it's hard to move on from COVID. Just want to let everybody know, thanks for riding alongside of us all COVID. Thank you guys for joining us all COVID. Boys, thanks for all your efforts. I really feel like we did a lot of things, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys.
McAfee and Hawk Sports Talk.
Was birthed.
Yeah.
Pretty good show.
Yeah.
Pretty good show.
Birth like the day that everything started.
Yeah, literally the day of. And the fact that we're in Indiana and we were able to socially distant throughout the entire thing was really unbelievable to think about.
Wouldn't have been able to do it anywhere else.
A lot of people, L.A., New York, everybody shut down. We're the only ones that didn't, I don't think. We maintained safety. It was weird. We weren't like touching each other for a while.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys all a big dap, a kiss on the cheek.
Big hugs.
How's your family? How's your family? Kiss on the cheek.
You guys can all go share your devices again.
See?
What devices?
Where you ingest CBD for your joints.
Oh.
Because you all had to have your own for
Peace
COVID.
pipe.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is we do have a plethora of those. Remember?
Yeah.
The other day we had to do an invoice on everything we had in the office. And the accounting for that particular department started getting a little bit higher than we had remembered. It's like 15, 20 of those things laying around.
One for everybody now.
I was like, what happened? Well, that's how it had to be for COVID.
Yeah, had to do it.
Had to be for COVID. That's what we do. Breaking news coming out of the sports world. The match will have another epic clash on the golf course. This time, two OGs taking on two young bucks. Ooh. Hey, who's the Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers of the next generation? Maybe Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Well, Tom and Aaron will represent for the OGs against Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes at the Wynn Las Vegas, June 1st, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Available on TNT. This is going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Scramble, I assume? Is this a scramble, or they have multiple different rules, or how will this go like they had done it in the past? And how does this not become a 6-hour affair where everybody tries to not fall asleep at the end?
Well, they could start with the 12 holes. They'll probably do where the first 6 will be their own ball, and then maybe they do the
like they did with Phil and Tom and them. Two
Yeah.
amateurs here, no pros golfing in the match. AJ, your first thoughts?
I mean, I'm excited. I think the matchup, it's up to them to make it interesting. Don't you think? Like, we don't care nearly as much about good golf play as we do like good banter, to see all these 4 stud quarterbacks talk and see how they go back and forth at each other.
Why don't they just open it up and tell us all how to play quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah.
Why don't they
That's a good idea.
Why doesn't like just somebody ask the one question like, hey, Tom, why do you do blah, blah, blah? Because then that immediately leads into da-da-da-da-da. And then they're playing golf, I guess, but we're all just getting a chance to listen to the fucking guys of the NFL chit-chat, although it won't be that. It won't be. They'll be.
But they're going to I think that group, especially, we know how Josh Allen is fun. So is Pat Mahomes and Aaron work together at State Farm. Aaron and Tom will, they'll be the old savvy vets. I think they're going to go back and forth. And I think Aaron's sarcasm and his cutting humor will be at an all-time high.
The build-up.
He's got to be playing well, though.
The build-up to this is going to be great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. June 1st, I mean, it's not too far away. That's cool.
Yeah, but we got some press conferences coming up.
Yeah, the
couple of
promos.
Zoom calls, couple promos. Whoa, no more Zoom calls with what the federal judges said.
That's right.
They better be. They're sitting on a dais, I think.
Oh, yeah.
On a dais with Jim Nance standing in between there.
TNT, I didn't see. TNT or what?
TNT, yeah. Chuck,
So Chuck will be in their ear asking questions.
Should be.
Larry Fitz, right?
Should be
Because he
awesome.
did that other one.
Yeah, here we go. What are you going to say, Tone?
How come AJ didn't break this for us? He definitely knew about it.
Huh.
I did not know about it. I learned that right here from you.
Oh,
sure he
shit.
did.
You think I watched that many hours of Maury Povich and don't know what bullshit is? Get out of here. How do you hold it in? Huh?
I don't hold it. I didn't know this. You think I care? Like, I didn't know. I wouldn't be like, hey, guys, guess what? There's another match happening. I wouldn't do that.
No, I know you would, obviously, but maybe we should start thinking of, is there any breaking news coming out of the Aaron camp that maybe we should know about that's maybe cool or fun or anything like that?
Yeah, I think June 1st, I think he's playing golf with some other great quarterbacks.
Oh, shit. Is that to win Las Vegas? We already knew that.
What?
Already knew
So
that.
they're only playing 12 holes?
I think that's what happened last time, remember?
Yeah, they won after.
It got real dark, though. They were playing real long. It was Aaron and DeChambeau and then Tom and Phil. It got dark. It got late. You could tell everybody was kind of tired, but Aaron's putter got real hot. He's a golfer. I'm very, very, very talented golfer. I played for the first time on Saturday. I am not.
Yeah, you're not. How'd it go?
I'm hurt the back.
Just up and down, right? Just up and down. I mean, that's golf. That's what it is.
I mean, more ups than downs if we're talking not on a scorecard, but in the golf flow of things. I hit the ball
Good.
rather well. First time on the course, though, long time, and first time using these Callaway gloves. Oh, they are very
Nice bats.
Hey, good pop off those.
Oh, yeah.
The pop time's like Jason Kendall off of that. Off those wedges. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. Have you played any at all?
I have not gotten out. I mean, it's snowing today. It's been raining. It's monsoon season here too in Ohio, but no, I haven't. I don't know when the first time I'll get out. I'm committed to a couple outings. That'll probably be when I get out.
Well, these guys play well. Like, you think Aaron tries to dial in on golf for this?
Yes, I think he
so, too.
100% wants to play well, and we saw it last time. Like, that dude got dialed in, and he was loving it.
Yeah, I think I think if you've done golf on TV before, you probably want to be better at golf than the people who haven't necessarily done it yet. I think.
Mahomes plays in Tahoe, and they show a lot of his shots. Like, he's used to playing like that too, so I think he'll play well.
Oh, Josh Allen can hit a golf ball 5,000 yards.
Yeah, probably.
No, we saw him. Remember Top Golf?
That's right. Yeah.
Top Golf. He fucking hit one. I think it left. No, it might have hit the top of the thing.
Yeah, he fucking
bombed. I mean, it was murdered. In Vegas, that's at altitude, thin air. They're going to be bombing some, I think.
That I assume I haven't seen that course. The Wynn course has got to be awesome, right?
I would assume.
Yeah. What do you think?
I know Shadow Creek's the other one they played. That one's crazy nice too, obviously.
The Shadow Creek one is just for golfing, right?
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes from the strip. It's just out there, yeah.
Because like the Wynn and all these other places they also have golf courses. You can get like a round with your suite and like a hole. I think Shadow Creek is like right?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, Shadow Creek's a lot harder to get on. It's a lot more expensive, yeah.
Yeah, I think, what the
Yeah, not a hotel associated with it or anything. I think it is just like a golf club.
I never understood why people ever did that when I was younger, too. I've only done Vegas one way. I guess there's multiple ways. I've only done it one way, and golfing is a part of the other way, I think, and like shows and meals and stuff. Like,
I don't think I've golfed in Vegas.
Ever. No, never. What are we doing here? Oh, okay. Yeah. For how long? Oh, I'm going to pay for this. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then never
in the summer in 114 degrees.
Oh, I'm going to be hungover for 4 weeks. This is going to be a nightmare. My wife said she used some patch thing this weekend. Mm-hmm. She said it did work. It did feel better.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, for what?
For boozing.
Sure wasn't the gazebo effect?
What did the patch do?
Placebo.
And what is that?
A gazebo is not a placebo, which is a
gazebo. You put too much goddamn lacquer on.
Well,
bingo.
Placebo is when you think you took something and mentally you make the adjustment and do it yourself.
That's right.
Yeah. It's a big placebo effect is big in studies and trials.
If it works, man.
Pills.
Yeah, I guess. Hey, whatever it
Wait,
takes.
so she took a patch that the next day, or that would help her feel better the
while
next
she
day?
was boozing. Yeah, she was taking
before you started drinking.
What is that?
I don't know. I was very interested. This is why I'm talking about it, because like whenever I was like, "How hungover were you?" Because I just get so hungover. We don't drink that much anymore. Mostly smoking a CBD. So then whenever we drink, like I fucking die. Like I am murdered by it. So I asked her. She's, by the way, great drinker in her own right. Like she's, I'm like, how'd you do? She said this patch really helped out because normally she gets a bit hungover as well. I was like, need to find these patches for next time there's a whiskey night. Because I can't be doing that fucking 2-week still dead thing.
Maybe Roman will start selling those.
Oh, if those work, by the way, that'd be game changers, I think, for everybody. Because the alcohol industry probably going down right now.
I mean, with this news today, business is about to be booming.
Oh, you think COVID going up because COVID's dead?
Yes. I also think during COVID, booze was at a fucking sky high, all-time high.
Nice really?
I think so. Yeah, people just sitting in their houses.
Way more than ever. Yeah,
because it could get delivered too. I didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even have to or worry about timing or driving or nothing.
Nope.
Just you're not allowed to leave, but somehow somebody's allowed to bring me booze.
Yeah, and if you're not ever going anywhere,
How are we ever going to talk about that whole thing?
What?
Well, if you just lay out what happened there, somebody locked in-house, not allowed to leave. Somebody bringing them booze, though, that person leaves and goes drops off booze somewhere else.
Yeah, multiple people's houses, too.
Need the essentials. So.
Well, that's why we started doing APOC burgers. Because we're like, can't have people coming and buy
Yeah, we
stuff
started
off.
making burgers every day here.
Uh-huh.
They were very good. Had an entire smoke machine.
Delicious.
Hell of a rig.
What is it? Ingenuity?
Breeds.
Necessity
breeds ingenuity.
There it is.
That's us, dude.
Hell yeah.
We gonna watch the match? We're gonna watch it because
Oh,
Aaron's
yeah.
in it.
Have to.
Definitely want. We'll watch it regardless.
Yeah, it'll happen.
What day of the week is that?
June 1st?
June 1st, dude. Fucking get it. May 2nd is a Monday, so do the math.
Tuesday or Sunday?
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Here we go.
Nice.
You gonna watch?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's right.
I love those things.
Memorial.
I think it's a great idea to do these.
You ever gonna play in one? You think?
No, but I like to watch.
Why not?
What's that all about?
Why don't you play?
Well, I mean, you got to be like a quarterback or Charles Barkley or something like that. I know.
Oh, okay, got it.
I enjoy watching them.
How come Phil's not involved in this one?
He might be. He might be a late
EP.
addition.
He's EP, I think.
Yeah.
He's behind the scenes.
Okay.
He might be on the panel too.
All right.
Didn't he create it? I mean,
Yeah,
he's like
he
one of
did.
the
His
creators
idea.
of the match.
Yeah.
Oh man, wonder if Aaron's going to make any comments about that.
Oh no.
You think
Like,
he's
where's Phil, guys?
certainly right?
I don't
Oh,
want to give him any ideas.
and everybody would be like, Aaron is lacks so much self-awareness. He has no idea what's going on. And it's like the complete opposite, actually. He is completely fucking with, oh man, what a moment. That would be great. That's why they'll never invite us though, I think, to one of those. We'll never get a chance to cover it.
Well, I mean, TNT does it, so why they're not going to have anybody tag along with them?
There has to be some other network that we could do that with,
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say there's a
It is
chance.
such a good concept. It is such a good idea. I understand there's like one a year, two a year or whatever, but
Fuck the networks. We'll go streaming service.
If you cover it well, like if you film it well and you're mic'd well and you have the right people, it's awesome. And you could think of foursomes for days, I think, on good groups to play against each other that people will want to see.
oh yes, and if you control the audio properly and catch like conversation, there's an entire thing. It's a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of money though. Hey, getting an entire golf course all rigged up, that is going to take a load of cash. I can't wait for it though. I want to let you know, by Tahoe, I'm going to be balling.
Oh yeah.
Know that. I'm going to be balling.
I believe it.
The good shots are going to be more in abundance than they were on Saturday because they're going to have to be.
Well, we were putting out, so it wasn't like you were just picking your ball up. You were putting all those close ones.
Hey, those 2 to 3 footers, not fun.
Yeah, you see Jordan Spieth has missed multiple.
Well,
Still won the tournament, though.
Hey, he's back, Jordo, by the way. Congrats to Jordan Spieth. It was awesome getting to watch him on Sunday dial it in. 6 under, I believe, or 5 under on Sunday to go ahead and win that thing. Had to go to an extra hole with Patrick Cantley. Almost chips in out of the sand. And then I was hearing some reports on the internet. He's been doing that ever since he was a kid. I guess he is just lethal close and around the green. He chips. He has like 60 chip-ins, they say, or something like that. So that would not be abnormal at all. Fun to watch him and the math teacher kind of go out there, do their thing, and get back on top. A lot of people question whether or not Jordan was ever going to be able to get back to the mountaintop mentally because of some of the shit that happened. I'm incredibly happy for him. He looked awesome out there. And he looked awesome.
If you saw his post round interview too, he said well, yeah, I mean, I basically won this tournament without my putter, like without being able to putt. So, I mean, I'd say you got to take a lot of good from that. If you know, like, all right, I played that good where I putted god awful and I still won a tournament.
What is it, championship this weekend? PGA championship, or is that 2 weekends?
Really? 2 weekends, I think.
Because Coltsy Nosti brought it up because remember Tiger said he was going to play in it.
The 19th, May 19th. It's a month away.
Oh, so this
Where?
Hilton, Myrtle Beach.
Oh yeah.
Is that it?
Myrtle.
He did say Myrtle Beach.
Because I think he said Darius Rucker, there's a sneaky good party there.
Oh no, it's the Southern Hills. Remember Scotty's favorite course.
Oh yes. Was Scotty Scheffler at this one yesterday? And
I don't know if he played or not. He's probably celebrating.
He wasn't there.
Easter.
Yeah, celebrating Easter.
I saw them promote him.
Big
They
weekend for him.
promoted him for playing in the event next week, I guess, whatever they have.
So are they able to pick and choose? I'd assume bottom end guys are not, but the guys that win are allowed to pick and choose which ones they want to go to?
They set their schedule before the season starts, and they set where they're going to go.
What if you get hot though?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you could enter tournaments that if you're a good player, they'll let you come into any tournament, I'm sure.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, I think in that sport, you got to get while you're in.
Yeah.
I think you got to go. You got to go. Like Jordan right now, if he's going to continue to play like that, I'm excited to watch him go here because it feels like he is going to get hot. His swing looked confident again. Felt like him and the teacher were kind of bickering a little bit, but they ended up on good side of things. I'm pumped for Jordan.
Especially if he does win, because that's basically what Scottie Scheffler did. He won, all those tournaments leading up to the major, and then he was playing his best golf when the major rolled around. So, yeah, it wouldn't make sense to just take a couple weeks off here after
Okay, so the major... I'm just realizing this. I should have known this as somebody that watches golf whenever it's on TV and I got nothing else going on. I celebrate it and talk about it and play it once every 4 years. Because who has the fucking time? We played 9 holes yesterday. Who plays 18? How the fuck do you stick around for another 9 holes? I have no idea. The major's like the pay-per-view and then there's like a month lead up to it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, so it's like WWE again.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got it.
And they switched them around. It used to be
Are they all in the area of where the major is?
the tournaments around it.
Yeah. Leading
They
up
normally
to it?
they normally start the year, I believe, on a West Coast swing, and then they come to Florida, and then that's how it kind of
Augusta.
works. And then once the summer comes around, they'll start going to the east or like the northern cities and stuff like that.
Yeah, because weather.
But it used to be Augusta, and then the Open, and then U.S. Open, and the PGA Championship, and people started not caring about the PGA Championship, so they now put it between Augusta and the Open.
The Open over there at Oakmont, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Over there at
And then they have the
Oakmont.
playoffs at the end, though.
And which one do you have by your house where the people stay at your house who are really good at golf?
The Memorial Tournament, it's just a couple minutes down the road from me.
And that's an event. That's not a major.
No.
Sometimes that course will host
a big event.
major.
Will host a major?
That course in Ohio will sometimes have the U.S. Open.
How many majors? 5?
I don't think that.
Or PGA?
Four majors.
Which one's your favorite, AJ?
I don't care, but they.
What?
Jesus.
Come on.
I mean, I get okay. Masters.
Nice.
Nice.
Way to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of them.
Because you've been there?
I'd love to win them.
Okay. All right. Are you ever going to?
No, I don't really play golf a whole lot.
Oh, yeah, me neither. People are saying, though, on the course that your money's safe. I want to let you know it's not.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people-
How's your confidence? Where's your confidence level?
We good. Pretty high, honestly.
Yeah, hit the ball very far.
Yeah, I feel
I
pretty.
mean, I don't need the Bugle Boys pumping your game up.
Well, they were there.
I was there.
They were the only witnesses.
I know you were there. What are you going to say? We know you're not going to go, oh, he was god awful. We know you're not doing that.
If he was,
If he would have been,
Yeah, I mean, you have to keep the honest when you're honest. Like, for instance, there was this one particular hole. It was a par 3 where Bruce had a rough time.
Yeah, a lot of us did.
Had to keep it real. Had to keep it real there. Like, there's a couple times where you got to keep it real with the golf game. But first time out on grass, no warm-up. I felt very good about it. Gumpy right around with me, kept my spirits high, too, by the way.
Yeah. Nothing better than being out on the course with the lads.
That's right. Yeah, he was a pretty good caddy. He didn't say a single thing about golf. But it was I said, I hit a good shot. I said, are we golfing? Gumpy, appears to be. And there you go. I died laughing. I was like, this is awesome. It was a good time out.
Yeah,
it was.
Nice little lunch after for the lads.
Yeah, we did up in the lounge. We had a little day. But anyways, yeah, I feel good.
Good. I think you should.
What is it?
I'm glad.
Scratch golf tips, the memes.
Yeah, and they have been helping.
Scratch golf tips on Instagram. I follow it. And that one's going to make me a scratch golfer. It's because they give scratch golf tips. So, like, they'll say...
Congrats.
Thank you. This is like the golf
Being a
fix.
scratch golfer is not going to do anything for your $20 million bet.
Yeah, it is.
What, dude?
I mean, you're going to have to be much better than scratch.
No, you don't even know. You have no idea. Wait till those courses get shorter whenever I'm in the the championship league. But they would say that I'm in a good spot, I think. They would say I'm in a good spot. I just want
What?
Whoa!
What?
Somebody got paid. Ladies and gentlemen, in a time in which we don't know, the Browns in cornerback Denzel Ward have a deal. 5 years, $100.5 million via Ian Rappaport. Congrats to Denzel. Highest paid corner in the history of the league. Denzel Ward gets a bag. Had no idea this was happening. It was never made public by Denzel's side or by the Browns about anybody being pissed off about it. He's the highest paid corner in history with $71.25 million guaranteed. The Haslam family and Andrew Barry and the Browns said, we don't give a fuck about everybody else's standards on how we're supposed to pay people. We're going to give guaranteed money. You'd be happy to be here, and we fucking need to win a goddamn playoff game again, okay? You hear me? Let's do this thing. Congrats to Denzel Ward. Congrats to the Browns. But I like the fact that we had heard nothing about this previously. So they were doing business behind the scenes. Good on them.
Yeah, they've had to be working on this for a while. You would think with this, the contract and how much money it is. 74, 71 guaranteed?
$71.5 million guaranteed.
Awesome. That's awesome, man. I mean, I don't know, how do the Browns, where does this money come from?
Well, the money comes from the fact that the salary cap is fake. This is a 5-year deal, is what it said?
Yeah.
5-year deal. So they could kick this thing down the road. That's a long contract that they can make work. Deshaun Watson's on $230 million guaranteed. Now, Denzel Ward, $71.25. I apologize for correcting you earlier. I was wrong. $71.25 million guaranteed. Browns going all in.
Yeah.
Browns are doing their thing. You play well here, we'll pay you. You don't, we'll pay somebody else a lot of fucking money to be here. This is the Cleveland Browns of today. We are tired of not winning in the AFC North.
Yeah, he was headed into his 5th year. He was actually, I believe, Baker was number 1 overall, and he was number 4 overall.
Yep.
And they paid Clowney, they paid Watson. So Andrew Berry subscribes to the salary cap is not real.
That's because he's young. And he gets it because he sees what everybody else is doing, and it's like, we can figure that out later. Well, hey, we'll figure that out later. If we win, guess what? That all gets a lot easier. So let's just keep on moving this thing down the road here. Congrats to Denzel.
Do you think, is this just the new thing now? Because I'm just thinking in my head, like, okay, well, Jair Alexander is very good. He's Packers cornerback. There's no way they're going to give him this kind of money, I don't think. Like, is that just, this is the new bar now for...
Well,
have to.
Precedent gets set. Things start to happen. If you want to
Jair's
win,
going to sure ask for it.
For sure.
Especially now.
hey, it's going to cost money, too, to keep talent and get talented people, especially in this world where there are people separating themselves from others. And this is an interesting time where those guys are starting to recognize it a lot more than they maybe did in the past. Denzel Ward gets $71.25 million guaranteed. In the dark. We didn't even hear about this.
No clue. And now, like J.C. Jackson and Xavier Howard, you wonder how they're feeling.
Well, Chargers are pumped. We'll be back in 4 minutes. We got Ezekiel join us.
Hell yeah.
He's Elias's younger brother, AJ.
I know. I can't wait to talk with him.
Ezekiel
looks very similar, but I am glad that he's wrestling.
Blood.
All right, we'll be back in 4 with Ezekiel. Congrats to Mr. Ward on getting broken off. You deserve it, pal.
I want to tell you a story. A story about a young man who once had a gambling problem, perhaps, before all these FanDuel sports books. The greatest app, the greatest place to gamble existed. There were bookies, there were illegal gambling rings. And one time, yes, I was a part of one. And I could not pay my bill, per se. I broke my legs. But now, because of FanDuel Sportsbook, they saved my life. That's why I will always gamble with the #1 sportsbook in America, FanDuel Sportsbook.
You have got to experience so many things, both as a businessman off the field and on the field. Is there a moment when I ask this question that pops your mind, like, what's the craziest shit you've ever seen in your entire life? Because there was a time there where it felt like you were just getting dropped into insane situations and the world was like watching you do things. Man vs. Wild, you and that Bear Grylls guy, fucking electric. That was maybe the most electric shit I've ever seen. Is there anything that you think of whenever you think, like, what's the most ridiculous thing you've been a part of?
Probably some of the most ridiculous shit I ever been a part of was, I had got the restaurant which I'm in right now, and when we first got it, I would come in here and I would clean up and go outside in the front, sweep up, make sure everything looked nice and shit. And one morning I got up here and I noticed, damn, this is a funky ass smell. And I looked, to the side of my front door, and it's a big ass pile of shit. And I'm talking about human shit.
Yeah,
and it's right on the side of the door. So I'm like, somebody done came and popped the shit right in front of the door. Like, oh, this shit is crazy. Like, I can't be in here serving food Motherfucker come walk in and they smelling straight ass cheeks when they come in there. Like, I don't think that's the restaurant I need to eat in. So, man, I get the water hose and I'm hosing it down. And, I see, we got a couple, dolphins that usually walk back up in front. Hey, man, did you do this? Like, oh, no. So, one of them owned up to it. I said, look, man, check it out. So you don't do this no more. Look, you come by here, we get you we get you a broom and you help us, we help you. You feel me? And we put together a little I put a proposition together for him and I ain't cleaning up shit no more.
It's a win-win. It's a win for everybody on that one. Hey, one of your former teammates. Yeah, hey, everybody wins. You're helping the people, man. That's awesome. That's why people love you. But hey,
one of them owned up to it. Just a line of questioning. The line of questioning.
His name was Willie. Willie owned up to. Matter of fact, he just left out. He's saying sweeping up. He like, hey, what's up? Oh boy, I've been looking for you. You feel? Okay. Yeah, we buzzed down together up in the front of the restaurant to get it all cleaned up and everything.
Hey, you're helping people. Hey, Willie went from shitting outside to working inside. Let's go.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go, Willie. Let's go.
Give it up for my boy Willie, man.
Hey, welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here on Monday, April 18th. There is a fly on your face in the studio, and it's tough for me to. There it is. It's gone. It's gone. All right. I'm sorry, but it looked like you had something on your face. I thought it was on your side. Then obviously it was on ours. Yeah, and it was the mouse. Actually, it was Zito's mouse. That's because we had to open up the other computer because it's not just myself and AJ Huck. It's not just the toxic table in here. It's not just one half of the Hammer Dahn Cowboys Tone Diggs in here. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, WWE superstar, a man who has to take a lie detector test tonight on Monday Night Raw on USA Network, the younger brother of Elias, Ezekiel.
Yeah! Thank you so much for having me on, dude. Before we get into it, I got to say, Pat and all the boys, this is a bit of a dream come true for me. Growing up as Ezekiel, Elias's younger brother, I always kind of looked up to you guys. You were like the cool kids that I wanted to be around. But, being younger, Elias kind of kept me off to the side. And so now I'm here. It's really great.
We were talking about that, Ezekiel, and thanks for mentioning it. Nick was actually best friends with Elias in high school, and obviously I was
miss him.
We didn't remember seeing you. So where were you? Do you have the same last name or?
Right. Yeah, we're both the same. I was in middle school. You guys are seniors. There's like a big age difference. We never really crossed paths, but I can remember picking up my brother with my mom one day when you guys were all playing poker, and I stopped by with my mom, and we saw you guys. I wanted to get in there, but he wouldn't let me. So I was there, definitely.
And I feel like we would have remembered that. Yeah. What do we, Nick? We would have. Yeah. Good poker game.
Come on, it's Ezekiel.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Elias, great poker player, by the way. Elias, great poker player. I don't know if it runs in the family, but Nick, AJ here has a real question, as does Nick. Like, where the hell is Elias? We know he's a drifter. He used to disappear for long portions of time. He used to come back to school and be like, how's this guy not fucking suspended? He just missed a month of school, but that's just who he is. He's always been. Have you seen him? Have you heard from Elias in some time?
It's been months since I've seen my brother, man. And I do, honestly, I miss the guy. Despite all the trouble he liked to cause, he was actually quite a good brother to me. So I miss him, but he's out doing his own thing. You know how he is. He'll pop back up when it feels right. But in the meantime, I'm here, dude. I'm here. I'm his younger brother, and I'm having a great time with WWE.
Well, you look great, honestly. I don't know what all the fuss is about, why people are questioning all of this. I see it clearly. Like, obviously, the younger brother, you're a big, strong dude. You have a lie detector test tonight live from Kevin Owens. Are you worried about that at all? And why does this guy, Kevin Owens, get to even put you through this?
Right. It's really ridiculous. You got to imagine. I mean, Pat, you could probably relate. It's like I'm living out my dream, and then this guy's accusing me of being a liar. And, on top of that, he's got to be the biggest liar in the whole WWE, if you ask me. So,
yeah.
I got nothing to hide, man. So I'm ready for this lie detector test, and I'm going to show the world that I am Ezekiel, Elias's younger brother.
What do you like in the ring? Has this been your dream your entire life to be in the WWE? And is it because of full life, whole life?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm explosive, man. I watched my brothers, so I'm sure you'll see similar movements. We got the same genetics. You're going to see, soon enough. I can't wait to have my first match.
Well, good luck on the lie detector test tonight. We have a couple more questions, if that's okay, Ezekiel.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Ty.
You say you're not worried about tonight, but I mean, KO clearly has ulterior motives here. He's saying everyone else is crazy. Like, do you have any contingency plans if this lie detector test maybe says something that you're not expecting it to say?
Wow.
Well, look, I want to make sure that it's run fairly. It's the WWE. You never know what Kevin Owens may have up his sleeve. But, if I got to throw down, I'm always ready to do that. But I'm hoping it's just like a wholesome, honest test. We can get to the bottom of this for everybody.
Do you play the guitar as well? Does music run in the family or no?
Yeah, music. I got the musical gene as well. I can do all that. Guitar was more Elias's thing, and I've got my own thing. But I'm sure if I put my mind to it, I could pick that thing up and play a little bit.
What does the WWE stand for?
Oh, hey, man, it kind of brings up some memories of my brother who's gone right now. It stood for Walk with Elias, but he's gone, bro. We'll come up with something new, though.
Yeah, Ezekiel, how's the family feeling about not knowing where Elias is? Like, is your mother worried? Have you talked to her? What's the entire kind of thought behind that?
The family was a bit torn up, but this is Elias. This is what he does. And on the other end, they're so proud of me. They're so excited. They can't wait to see me. They gather around the TV for Monday Night Raw, just like I used to when I would watch Elias. So it's a great full circle thing.
Oh man, that's amazing!
Unbelievable.
That's how everybody. On one hand, where the fuck is kid? And then on the other hand, it's like, wow, look how happy we are. That's crazy. Look how young he looks, too. It's unbelievable. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, Ezekiel, Elias' younger brother. Tonight, when KO hooks you up to the lie detector machine, how about you pull a little role reversal, hook him up, and then ask him how many wrestlers' moves he steals to use?
Tony!
Hell yeah!
Okay, you know what? I didn't even have a strategy. I was just going to go out there and be honest. But, thank you for that one. I'm going to keep that in mind. If I got to hook him up, we'll put him on the spot.
What do you do in your spare time, Ezekiel? Just wrestle all day, or?
Yeah, pretty much watch wrestling, focus on wrestling, talk to people about wrestling. It's really become my total life.
What did you do before this until you finally got your big opportunity here to step in the ring?
Yeah, no indies have said like they've seen you.
No, I'm very fortunate. I ran into one of the higher ups here at WWE. I introduced myself, Ezekiel, Elias' younger brother. He told me to stop by Raw one time. Sure enough, it was right after your big night, Pat. Congratulations on that, dude. Loved it.
Thank you, Ezekiel. Just a couple guys from Plum,
That's right, brother.
Yeah.
So I showed up at Raw, and I thought, Kev's out there doing his thing. Let me go out and introduce myself. And the company has just accepted me as one of their own. It's really great.
I don't think that's necessarily true. Do you think Elias is proud of me or no?
Is Elias proud of you?
Yeah, for my match at WrestleMania, you think? Did you hear from him?
I'm sure deep down he is. I didn't talk to him, but he always had a jealous streak going on. He always was upset. I'm sure he's got a song in mind for you one of these days.
What happened to the two documentaries they were shooting on him at the same time? Are they still shooting and following him? And how come you were never in any of those?
Oh, well, okay, look, if you want me to say it, Elias was embarrassed of me.
What?
Whoa.
No.
Look, it was always my dream to be a WWE superstar, and he got there first, and he did his thing, and I was proud of him, but he knew I was coming up the ranks, and I was going to be there one day, and he really, it seems like he held that against me.
All right, well, good luck tonight, okay? We're all pulling for you, Zeke. All right?
So great. Thank you very much.
Nick, do you have any questions for the little brother that we never got to really meet, it sounds like?
Not so much a question. I just wanted to compliment him on being such a wholesome and truthful role model to the young kids. And, a lot of people make comparisons to the looks and the family. Elias had that big, shaggy, gross beard. Ezekiel, just clean-shaven. He kind of looks like Scott Stapp, the former frontman of Creed.
Yeah,
Looks pretty
super
good.
handsome. Yeah, because Elias, everybody was like, drifter, homeless guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember when they were saying that? They were like, that guy kind of looks like he's living in a dumpster. What's that all about? And everybody's everybody's like, no, he's actually a really attractive guy who's super yoked. You remember we got upset when people were saying that.
Yeah, it just wasn't fair.
Yeah, it wasn't fair.
Nick, I hope we get to hang out one of these days. That's been a dream of mine. And let me tell you, there is no higher compliment than being compared to the lead singer of Creed, guys. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Z! Good luck tonight, Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Huh?
There you have it.
I believe him.
Looks like I got a new favorite wrestler.
Who's that?
Ezekiel Elias' younger brother.
Are they doing the Zeke chant or no? Is that something that's happening?
I hope yes.
He deserves it. Tell you what, we didn't know much about that guy. I'm glad we got to learn a little bit.
I loved it. I don't remember which poker game he showed up with Elias' mom and walked in and then got kicked out.
I don't know. I think that was Elias.
Foxy.
I'm on camera.
Shut your
Why do you always
Foxy Owens?
You always do it.
Did have to tell Ezekiel to change his Twitter tag. It's still I am Elias WWE.
No, he got WWE gave that to him because the family already had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Keep it going.
yeah. Let's go to the phones. What?
I hope he passes the test tonight.
He will.
Bro, a lot of times, there's a reason you can't use them in court. Whatever that thing says.
I guess,
Can't trust it.
They're inadmissible.
Yeah, because you could just step on like a thumbtack or something underneath your big toe.
Yep.
You could put yourself through the worst pain of all time through that thing and pass one.
Yeah.
I remember when people used to say that, like, oh, lie detector test, you could get through. How do you do it? You just put like the most painful thing of all time right underneath your big toe, and then every time they ask a question, you just put yourself through excruciating pain to get through. It's like, I'm sure people do that.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Sounds easy.
I'm sure that's an easy thing to do.
I thought you just take a volume or whatever.
Yeah, let's go to the phones, a couple phones, and we'll wrap up this show here on this glorious Monday, April 18th. Go to 5hourEnergy.com, use promo code McAfee, receive 10% off your order of 5-Hour Energies. They have so many delicious flavors. Right?
Best.
So many.
Let's go to Rob in Philly. What's going on, Rob?
Hey, Pat, how you doing?
Everything is going good, doing good. Keep it moving, pal. Talking to Zito. Hold on, take it away. What's going on, dude?
So I just wanted to let you know that everything that I've done, like in my career, I've now, like how you went from doing something that you loved in football and then going to chase fulfillment instead of a paycheck is something that I've actually done. Today I ended up starting a brand new job because I decided to get out of the business world because it was literally fucking killing me.
Let's go.
So just seeing you being able to go from the NFL and then chasing the dream for WrestleMania and everything. Like when I watched that, I legit got emotional because I've been a lifelong wrestling football fan and loved you with the Colts and then have followed you through Barstool and everything else. So I feel like I've been in the journey with you. So everything that's happened to you and the boys, I like fucking love it. So me leaving the corporate world and then taking on a job that, even though I'm taking a pay cut, I'm keeping my mental right, and I'm absolutely like chasing a dream.
Well, Rob, I appreciate you. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That means a lot.
What's the new job?
Yeah, what is the new profession?
So I'm an operations manager for a golf tour in Southeast PA. So it's through a brewery that I work for part time as well as a bartender. Where we're trying, it's like pretty much an amateur tour, and we got almost 500 people signed up, which makes us one of the largest amateurs tour in the East Coast.
So many Johns down there, dude. Let's go, Rob. Hey, appreciate you, man.
Thank John Dahn there.
Down there, Rob. I appreciate the hell out of you, man. Keep going and enjoy yourself. The money will follow. All right.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate everything about you.
No, you too, dude. See ya. That was very nice of him. I was talking to Zito before that. Yeah. Then I was listening, and I'm like, oh, he's asking like a really legit question. I appreciate the hell out of that guy, AJ. That's a good dude right there.
Yeah, it seems great. Glad he's actually, he's taking a step to try to do something. That's great.
Enjoy himself.
Oh yeah.
It's I'm watching that Severance show. I'm trying to.
Oh, is that right?
I'm trying to. Dude.
AJ loves it.
AJ, you were able to get through that one. That one puts me to sleep all the time.
It's definitely a different. The main reason is because I stumbled on the show and then I'm like, oh, what's this? And then it kept me intrigued. Someone mentioned it to me, but no one's like, hey, you got to watch this. I think I might have had different feelings.
I don't know how you have stayed awake to get invested.
I mean, it's been like over a month or two.
Yeah, trying to watch like 2 episodes, right? Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. But like, I have not watched deeply enough, but in my head, I think about a lot how there are some people that live two very different lives. Like at their work, they are just like a robot, hate their lives, how you doing? And then at night, they just like go bananas, they lose their mind. Then they go into work and they're just these robots again. And it's like, I've heard those horror stories and I understand that people got to do what they got to do. And I appreciate everybody for doing that. But I feel like if you enjoy what you're doing, it'll help out a lot. Not everybody's in a position to do that, but I feel like in the modern world, welcome to it, there's a lot of ways to hopefully find money in a career that you enjoy at least a little bit. There's always going to be shitty jobs, and I'm very thankful for all the people that do those. But I think if you enjoy yourself, or at least try to enjoy yourself, it'll all work out much better in the end. That's just how I kind of view things.
Well, don't you think if you're someone that enjoys yourself, then people are going to want to be around you? Someone that's miserable and doesn't enjoy themselves are usually not a whole lot of fun to be around.
So there's like a documentary about the actual science behind positive vibes or something like that. And it was, I felt like I was kind of watching a little culty video, as I was diving into it. But there's some sort of thing like those who put like positive energy out, like it's natural for positive stuff to return. And it sounds like a bunch of bullshit, but I do believe like karma works. And
It's contagious. It's contagious.
Yeah, all that. That documentary felt weird to me though while I was watching it. I was like, is this real? They're acting as if this is scientific fact, but I'm not sure this is edited in fact in a way that I will be able to take it seriously or not. So it's been a little bit of trouble. Let's go to the phones again. That was very nice of Rob. Yeah. Let's go to Kyle in Ohio. Here we go. Now we get back into it. Ohio, what's going on?
Hey, Pat, what's going on, boys? AJ, how you doing?
Hey, keep it moving, Kyle.
Hey, man, crappy weather here in Ohio. Drinking some cool Busch Light to make it better.
Right.
Yeah, I just bought the new WWE 2K game, right?
Ooh, here we go.
And the only reason I bought it because I wanted to play as my favorite high-flying wrestler of all time, Pat McAfee.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm not in there, am I? Ty, you play this game too, right?
You are. Someone created you online. You can download anyone who's not in the game. You are in there.
How am I? How's my guy? Pretty good?
Pretty good. And the rendering, like it actually does. Whoever did it did a great job because it really does look like you.
Oh, nice. So I'm in the game, Kyle. You can download me there. I don't know if I'm good or not. I'm not worthy. Probably not tough. You can only have like one match every 6, 7, 8 months or so, maybe every 2 years because the body's a little bit sore. But I appreciate you, Kyle.
Yeah, man, but if you're actually in the game, like if they put you in the game, then you could be in the SmackDown storylines and, the My Rise mode, and that's where I'm at with it. So the game's trash now, man.
Okay, Kyle, I appreciate you. I heard the game's good, a lot of upgrades and everything like that. I don't know why I'm not in that game. I don't think I was ever asked. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Is Michael Cole in the game?
Yeah. Yep. He has to do a lot of,
I was going to say.
That's a
lot of voiceover stuff for it.
Yeah, that's like Madden. We talked to Charles Davis, and everybody gets mad about Madden and obviously not advancing enough for people to keep spending the money, but they'll keep spending the money, so the company's never going to stop spending the money that they don't have to spend. Whatever.
Bingo.
It's a whole thing. But they have to record like all year with new sayings and new everything like that. Michael Cole and them do that as well. Like all year round, there's a lot of voiceovers and everything like that. That gaming industry is so deep. There's a lot of depth to it. But it's not about gaming right now. Okay, today's about April 18th, AJ Hawk.
Why is that significant?
Okay, April 18th significant because this is the day that a Florida federal judge named Catherine Kimball Mizell deemed mask mandates nationally for public spaces and travel and everything done.
Hell yeah.
Supersedes CDC. This came from one tweet from Breaking 911, who was quoting the Associated Press, who was quoting the federal judge from Florida. Shout out to her. And we will remember that forever. But also today is the day that an absolute legend was born. Not Conan O'Brien, although it is Conan O'Brien's birthday. Happy birthday to Conan O'Brien. But our favorite stooge. Our maniac from Boston, our mullet-having, incredibly handsome, electrifying member of this show turns 27 today. Jesus. Happy birthday, Boston Connor.
Thank you.
Birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Be nice. No, AJ. Happy birthday, dear Connor. We're singing, AJ. Jeez, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yeah. Hey, good wish there,
Happy birthday, Connor.
Shut up. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
I've been asking him all day if April 18th meant anything differently. He told me Conan O'Brien's birthday. Hey, this is going on. It's his birthday. Hey, Jay, you want to say something to him?
Happy birthday, Connor. 27 years old. How old do you feel?
Like 52.
Okay.
Body?
What about mentally?
Yeah, body and soul?
Mentally, 12.
Yeah, that's
okay.
normal.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel good.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
We're very,
appreciate
very
that.
thankful that you made it a trip around the sun.
Yeah, 27 years, long time.
How come like playing it off for a couple hours? We just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, dude.
Because, I kind of consider my birthday like the first day of football. That's really when it is,
Oh, really?
So this is just like, whatever.
So Connor is Jesus, Christmas is kickoff of
Bingo.
the NFL.
Exactly.
Okay. Got it.
That's actually a great way to put it. I might change my bio to that.
Yeah.
Right
Well,
after.
happy birthday today.
Yeah,
Your
thank you.
actual
I
birthday.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Ty, how about 27? Seems like so long, dude, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does. That's wild. I feel like an asshole too because I knew his birthday was around here, but like you said, he didn't say anything. I would have told him happy birthday first thing this morning when I came in. I'm just finding out now.
By the way,
It's
I
his
didn't
birthday.
either.
Yeah.
I got a text from somebody in the office earlier today, giving me a heads up. That was Foxy.
Okay.
So
Nice.
Foxy said, "Hey, Connor's birthday," and then when I was asking you on the show, I actually texted Foxy and,
Yeah.
"Hey, are you fucking sure it's this guy's birthday?"
I had to text Zito to confirm that it was Connor's birthday.
thought it was in November
Zito
for
was
some
able to
reason.
confirm.
Well, this
Well, how do we
guy's-
know? We don't know, though, unless you post something on the gram, like a selfie of yourself in some cool house. I want to appreciate everybody sending me great birthday wishes.
Well, I was gonna say to Pat this morning, like, hey, I didn't know it was your birthday today.
Oh, yeah.
then,
Yeah, it's not my birthday.
Well, I thought we had the same birthday.
Oh, no. Happy
wow.
birthday.
Thanks. Yeah, I was gonna do that, but I figured, fuck it.
Well, I'm happy we found out. You deserve it, pal. You do a lot of great things for this
Appreciate
show.
it.
Your energy is absolutely contagious and of champion degree.
Oh, thank you.
And you're a good gambler, except for every bet you've given me the last week and a
Not
half.
a very good gambler right now, actually.
Fucking
Unfortunately.
so much money you have cost me, but happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And the Boston Red Sox are losing 9-2 on Boston Marathon Monday.
Yeah, they lost.
Wow.
We're gonna pick it up when it matters.
Sorry, it's your birthday.
There you go. Bruins tonight.
10 seconds until Chris Mad Dog Russo show begins. Well, 6 minutes and 10 seconds. AJ, anything to say to them?
Happy birthday, Connor.
Happy birthday, Connor.
Happy birthday, Connor.
So.
Chris Mad Dog Russo is saying those same things in 6 minutes. Cheers. See you in 21 hours. Yeah, that's an ice cream cake.
Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna have to move that. I made a fatal flaw. I went into my my parents' bedroom one Mother's Day with an ice cream cake, 3 a.m. and an air horn. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a Mother's Day you're never gonna forget. Tim Rollwood almost grabbed a gun. Sally was yelling at me. I got kicked
Tim
out.
shoots you naked in the middle of the night.
Bro, that motherfucker was quick, dude. He was down there. I did not know G.I. Tim was able to still do that at that point. He did. He was the whole thing is the blow air horn is obviously very loud. They kicked me out. I leave the cake. It was as I was exiting the house, which is down like a hallway, living room, front door. I'm like, hey, that's an ice. You're gonna want to move that. This was on the bed, so it's on the way out. So I'm happy we got the ice cream.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Happy
The best.
birthday, dude.
Thanks, dude.
What did you learn in this last trip around the sun about old Boston, Connor?
I don't know.
That's great. Don't even think about it.
Nope,
Because your
never do.
birthday's kickoff of the NFL season.
Exactly.
Let's get out of here. Hashtag PMS Happy Birthday Connor with 2 N's.
Yeah. OR.
CONNOR. You looking to win. How old are you? 27?
27.
27 people will win $599.
Or $27.
That's probably better.
599 people will win. No, 27 people will win $599. Use the hashtag PMS Happy Birthday Connor and say something nice to somebody and your cash tag in there. Look at you. Your birthday spreading positivity on Twitter.
How about it?
How about it? That's you.
Gotta love it. COVID's dead.
How about it?
How about it?
Great day.
Hey, on their death day is your birthday. Let's have it.
How about it?
Hashtag PMS Happy Birthday Connor. Put your cash tag in there. Say something nice to somebody. Maybe Connor. By the way, it is his birthday.
No, it's all right.
And what's that?
No, it's okay. AJ, if anything.
And take a screenshot right now.
No. I don't have it.
All right. Well, look light. It looked like a fake title. It was too light.
Oh. You have my other one, by the way.
And now it was mailed out. All right. Happy birthday. Your helmet's on backwards, too.
Oh, shit.
Wouldn't want you to look like a stooge.
Not in studio.
Put it that way.
100 days, 100 and some days until the Thunderdome.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow, you picked that up with one finger and then almost fell down. That was the moment.
Super heavy because it's going down. It was hard to catch it.
Your adrenaline was going?
Yeah, when I picked it up.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Hammer Dahn's in like 15, 20 minutes. We can't wait to be back tomorrow. Big guest tomorrow.
Huge.
Who do we actually do have guests?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of them.
Who? Oh, shit. Maybe. No. We'll say it because we don't want to put him in a bad spot if he doesn't come on. Big guest maybe tomorrow, though. Big. Literally and figuratively.
Oh.
Yeah, a couple big guests tomorrow. All right, we're back tomorrow. See you guys.